All right, final regular season shipcast of 2023. We might have some stuff cooked up here for the playoffs. More on that later. But tonight, we're rolling up our sleeves for the El Nino Bowl. It's finally here. New York Jets versus Cleveland Browns. Ron Stewart, our friend and long-suffering Jets fan, is going to swing by in the second quarter to fire off some hot takes. We, of course, got our Pick Em sweats tonight, and Steph Miller will swing by in the third quarter to talk about all of our final high-stakes sweats here in the championship week. Good luck to everyone. Let's fire this up.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally this boys. You're right.
All right. Good evening. Pat Kyren, Ben Gretch. I'm Pete Overzet, and apparently I need to go to Amazon Prime to be able to watch this game. I always forget.
It's starting to go late.
We were kicking off.
We got the Browns in all whites, white helmets. I kind of like what they're doing here.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
There's our boy Jerome Ford.
Yeah, nice little 6-yard gain on his first carry. Oh, they're only marking it for 5. Come on.
Let me
Keeping it by a yard there.
let me pull this up here so people can see what we are sweating tonight. We got our core entry here. I was hoping we would get a little closing value on the Njoku stuff with Amari out, but that number didn't budge. It stayed at 5.5 receptions. We got the higher there. We got Trevor Semian, higher than 32 pass attempts, and Jerome Ford, higher than 46.5 rushing yards. Are you guys surprised the Njoku line didn't move?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was already pretty high, but still surprised. I think you theorized, Pete, that it might close at 6. I thought that was a good call.
6, yeah. I thought 6 would be the number.
Yes.
Elijah Moore with a big catch there, but gets it overturned on or called back on offensive pass interference, a little push off. He wasn't even in the player pool when we were looking, right?
Who's that?
Elijah Moore. I didn't see him in there.
I
was looking for him.
I thought I saw him at one point, but yeah, they were coming in and out.
Come on.
Yeah, so then Amari out, and then I was kind of glad we dodged the bullet because I was eyeing the Tillman lowers, but I would not have felt good about that with Amari out.
Whose phone's buzzing there?
It's not me, man.
Is it mine?
I don't have any friends.
Maybe.
I did just have
AC buzz in my ear.
That's funny because my mic's on the table, but I have my headphones in, so I didn't even hear it, but you're getting the vibration. I got 2 texts just now. I don't get a ton, so hopefully I don't get too many more during the show.
There's Njoku.
Pete, I'm like you. I don't have any friends.
Wow. Guess we should have gone yards.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Well.
I always laugh when you get a lot of comments or people like taking hires in a game projected with X total, and it's like, guys, that these lines are heavily influenced by what the game total is.
Right.
If there was a 60-point total, these numbers would be double.
It's a market. There's a market-based game, and one of the big things with overs and unders, and kind of trying to think through how. Like when we're doing 3 hires, we're expecting there to be a little more volume in this game. When everything's down because it's a low total game, there's more room to miss up, right? There's more room for the play volume's surprising than to just be right. Both teams are going to run 50 plays and it's going to be a terrible game. That's what's most likely to happen in this game, but not so far. I mean, the Browns came out to play. This is pretty sweet. But there's more room to have a rising tide that lifts everyone over these lower numbers. So I think it's kind of nice. We're looking good here. We got Jerome Ford already at 15 rushing yards.
We were like, let's play it as the Browns move the ball. Jets are a massive run funnel, but the Browns basically have an effective offense, and the Jets have to pass a bunch.
Yeah, and this is looking great.
It'll be fat if the Browns really handle the Jets here. I'll be really curious to see how much those guys move in playoff best ball this week. Obviously, other games will impact that market too, but I mean, you guys have been pushing it over on Leg Up how undervalued the Browns are as a target, and the public might finally come on board if they do this in primetime here.
Yeah.
I mean, do people just hate Joe Flacco? I mean, I think that's part of it, right?
It's not hate. I just don't think they buy it, right? They're just like,
Right.
he's just on a hot streak. It's just a gimmick.
But he's so good for skill position players. I mean, it was something that I was talking about in Stealing Signals. As soon as he took over, you're going to get pass attempts, right? He doesn't take sacks. He gets the ball out. Ooh, Njoku, balling.
Wow.
Gets the ball out, throws a bunch, is not going to ever rush, and he's not going to take sacks. So we talked about this with Fields in the offseason, that really high percentage of his dropbacks that don't turn into pass attempts. Flacco's the opposite player. Almost all of his dropbacks turn into pass attempts, and it's great. And a lot of them are short pass attempts, so you get, nickel and diming up the field. You wind up with 40 attempts. I remember the first week he was starting in Stealing Signals, I was talking about how the whole scale of pass attempt shifts up to where like 40 is like the weekly kind of floor and like 60's in play. If you go look at his game log, he has games where he throws 55, 60 pass attempts. And Pat, you mentioned it when we were breaking down this game. He's gone over 40 in all 4 of his starts. Like I hadn't looked at that recently, but tons of pass.
That's receiving. Ford's in.
Jerome Ford receiving TD.
Wow. Well, yeah, because
drive.
We wanted to play this through the Browns lead, the Browns rush, and we were thinking that was like, if anything, the Browns are probably going to be juiced in the passing game, given the game they just had. But I was looking at towards the end of, as we were discussing, like Joe Flacco, his number on Underdog was like 36.5, I think, for his attempts. And he's had like well over 40 in his 3 starts. So I was like, I think all that kind of that angle that we wanted, I was starting to get worried that it was essentially Underdog's angle as well. And that we were kind of like just going to be taking hires on stuff that they had already accounted for, like with Jerome Ford's attempts, which is what we were originally looking at. So we went yards as part of that thinking of like, well, let's at least benefit from them being effective because the game script looks to already be sort of a run heavy one here based on the higher.
And Pete, you had some great notes on Ford and on the Jets being a team that's had like a ton of rush volume and production against, right?
Yes, and just to be clear, when you say I have great notes, I grabbed great notes from Lord Reeb's worksheet. But he said he had one in there. The Jets are facing 25.6 rushing attempts per game, which is 30th in the league there. And then, Ford had 15 last week. And I just liked the game script we were playing. And if they had success, that, Ford could easily get to kind of his upper threshold. I think the fair point of, maybe being concerned is like, hey, Kareem Hunt's going to be involved. Pierre Strong's going to be involved. But it does seem like on that drive, I mean, wasn't Jerome Ford the only running back to get a touch for them there?
Yeah, he was out there the whole drive. That was a great first drive. We get the 2 Njoku catches and 14 Jerome Ford rushing yards, plus we get the script we're looking for. I mean, this core entry, I don't know if you could have a first drive go better than that just went. Yeah. I mean, that was pretty sick.
I can flash here. We did do a 5-leg version, has the core, of course, and then we kind of correlated the Trevor Semian pass attempts with Breece Hall higher receiving yards, 29.5, and then Garrett Wilson higher 49.5, just being like, hey, they're chucking it down the entire game. This offense is built out of 2 players, and their names are Breece Hall and Garrett Wilson.
Pete, Leone made a comment in our chat earlier and was like, it's going to be hard to not check out these BBM final teams that didn't make it, like how they would have done in the final, the teams that didn't advance. You and I had a team that did we end up finishing 0.14 points short? Is that right?
Of our pod?
Yeah. We
ended up finishing a little bit further out than that.
Okay.
That screenshot I sent you was earlier in the evening.
Yeah.
But
we didn't get ahead of the other CMC team, so we were blocked, but I didn't know if that meant we finished second. But okay.
Yeah, there was the Ayuk stuff, like, oh no, do you know what happened? There was a Zay Flowers team, I think, in our pod that had really started to come on. Yeah. I can try to find these, but yeah, I think we ended up finishing like 6 or 7 points out. But yeah, it was.
Do you know if we had if we had Jerome Ford, I know I had a couple that were in that had Ford. So my point was Leone made that comment, and I was like, I probably won't do that. And then Ford scores the first touchdown of BBM Finals week, and I'm like, God, I had 2 teams that were in the semis that had Jerome Ford.
I got Jerome Ford through in the Bulldog too, which is only 8 people. So that's a pretty nice little touchdown.
Did we have him together?
There you go, Gretch. So we finished 144.86 in third in this Strem team, who now this is the guy that posted in the Discord, Ben, I think.
Got it.
Or maybe this was another guy, whatever. We had Njoku on this team and Pierre Strong. So that 13.4 points, or this was for last week's scoring, but Njoku's well on his way to doing that again tonight.
Yeah. Get a little Breece early. Yeah, that was brutal. You and I both had another sweat that we were both rooting for CMC late on late in that game. If he scores that touchdown late, you and I both punch a ticket in 2 separate drafts. We had this co-managed one that got very close. And then later had this one also. So this one was 0.14 behind that CMC chick team, and we had to leapfrog them with Devonta Smith because they had us blocked with CMC, as that CMC chick's name indicates. That's good branding on the name. And so we didn't get there in the Eagles game, and then 3 hours later we're doing a sweat for our own personal teams that was a correlated sweat. We both wanted CMC late, and we didn't get there then either. It was a brutal Christmas.
I had a Ayuk team. I had 2 Ayuk teams. I had one in a 5-5-5 that needed like a really big Ayuk game, plus Purdy would have helped a lot too. And then I had a BBM team that actually scored more points than the BBM team that I advanced that had Ayuk. And so I was kind of going in rooting for a big Ayuk game. But then Pete's like, I can't have any more Ayuk. Got to have Kittle or CMC. And I was like, the 5-5-5 was like completely dead. And the BBM team was mostly dead. Oh, here's Breece.
Go, Breece.
Let's go.
Come on, Breece. Come on, Breece.
Big run.
Little run. So I was like, all right, this team, like now I'm anti-sweating like 20 points from CMC or something. It's the fourth quarter. It's like, halfway through the fourth quarter. So I'm not worried about the BBM team that advanced. It was pretty locked in. So we're like, all right, Brittany. So you know how I said we're rooting for Ayuk? We're switching all of that. We're not rooting for Ayuk. We're rooting for CMC and Debo. Remember Debo, the terrifying player that I was telling you to root against completely? He's cool now. We like him.
He's cool.
No Ayuk. And so then at the end, Ayuk goes nuts, which was terrible for Pete. But it got me within a touchdown of advancing that other team. So then I was like, all right, here's the thing, Brett. We actually can deal with an Ayuk touchdown, but we're also happy with a CMC touchdown. We just want a touchdown.
And then they didn't do it. Oh man,
they didn't do anything.
I'm very glad that Lauren was in bed by the time I was agonizing with that. All I had was just like typing with Gretch and you guys in our group chat.
I was messaging you guys. It's 3 hours earlier here, so my kids and wife were all awake. And I'm just pacing, and they're like, they could just pick up on my nervous energy. Like, it was like quiet. I kind of felt bad. It was like quiet in our living room, and I was kind of like explaining to my wife what was going on. My kids are just like playing on their like iPads, like not asking questions really. Like, but afterward, my youngest, like, she could tell that I wasn't really pleased, and so she like wanted to play. I sent you guys a video. I got her. She's a little bit more of a tomboy. I got her like one of those Nerf like basketball hoops for Christmas, and she like got all jazzed and wanted to play with that, and like totally lifted my spirits. Kids are the best, man. She was just like wanted to bring me some joy and was like playing, and she just like throwing down dunks on this Nerf basketball hoop. I got some videos. It was pretty fun.
Breece, baby.
Is that Breece?
There it goes.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
That's repeat begins.
Beautiful.
That's huge for Sean and I as well. We're starting
that's
from 14.
Awesome. Yeah. Steph did a recap, and Steph will come on in the third quarter, but she posted, our 5 horsemen team with Hassan and Blair, Breece Hall, Buckeye Boomers, Breece Hall, waiver chasing, Breece Hall, and then we have Brown stuff with shark jumping. But the Breece Hall stuff is off to a great start.
Huge receiving drive as well. Our 5-leg, Breece is already over, I believe. Or he might be a half yard shy. Oh, sorry, that's his rushing. He's not over. His rushing's at 32 already. His receiving's at 21. He already has 53 yards and a TD.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Let's go.
This is off to a great start.
Yes. Because Garrett Wilson also had a 22-yard catch.
Trevor Semian's too efficient. That's my only.
Yeah. That's our issue. 2 for 2 for 43 in the TD. Woo.
Gretch, I was just like thinking through like, the nightcap to that week, 16 Monday Night Football sweat was so disastrous. I'm sitting here looking at our lineup and thinking back to how long ago Thursday felt with Cooter Doodle and you and me fist pumping this Rashid Shaheed touchdown. It's like from the second we got that touchdown to sweating the CMC stuff at the end. It's like, God, what a journey that week was.
That was they scheduled that in a way that, I mean, it was fun, but it was also just like with the holidays and stuff. Like it was kind of an FU to like anyone who has families and anything and is a degenerate. Like that was a long, stressful weekend. Honestly,
I know. Yeah, and it's like we got. We had 3 quarterbacks, right? And I mean, I didn't love the matchup for Jordan Love against Carolina there. I thought they're going to run a ton. And to get like the 24-point game from him and have Romeo Doubs crack our lineup, I'm like, so many things are already going right for this team to come that close. But I will say, Gretch, I'm so glad this Zay Flowers team came storming past us because losing by 0.14 in this one in a CMC touchdown in the other, I don't know if I
thought that's what it was up until now. So I'm glad to hear this too. I'm like, all right, whatever, that's fine.
I would have been tilting a lot more, I think. Man.
The other one is still tilting though.
Oh, for sure.
I got the other one that's within 2 points and just needed a little bit more CMC. Like 1.5 points more CMC late, and it didn't happen.
Tyler says, motherfucking shout out to the Breece haters, the doubters, and the losers, of which there are many. He's a gam with huge yams. Hams? Huge hams.
Tyler was in the streets in the summer battling with the Breece haters. I mean, he was alongside me as we fought the Breece war this summer for sure.
Oh, you can even go back through some of our ship chasing draft streams if you want and look in the comments. You guys take Breece on every draft. What are you doing? Why are you taking Breece? You guys don't come back from this injury. Like the comments were littered with that stuff.
For sure.
By the way, Edwin Porras, a bunch of the other Twitter doctors, like completely nailed it. They were, it was truly one of the craziest things where all of the medical experts were like, yeah, he should be good by like week 5, week 6. Yeah. And
it was all J.K. Dobbins' fear. It was this year's J.K. Dobbins. Yeah. It was the next year thing. Right. And I mean, it's a great example of like, he could have struggled with health all year, but it's a great example of where we get into these narratives and then value gets created and you have to keep your eye on, upside scenarios and those types of things. And I mean, it paid off. It's paying off. Like how sweet what he did in week 16 and now he's starting week 17. Huge.
Yeah.
It's paying off and the deck was stacked against him more than it ever could have been. Like part of the Breece thesis was Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback of this offense.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. I do think that there's one thing that's like sort of hard to get your head around in a way is like there's so much safety and talent, where like people think they get their safety from projected touches, but there's so much safety in talent. Like Breece Hall had
Flacco.
Breece Hall had Zach Wilson and Tim Boyle and currently has Trevor Semian as his quarterbacks this year. Didn't have more than a quarter of Aaron Rodgers or what? How many snaps did he have? Like 3 or something. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And still had the season he's having. Like, could he have had a better season? Like, yeah, like almost certainly he would have had a better season with Rodgers. But to do what he's doing, it's just a thing that's not available to so many players in the league. It takes so much talent to do what he's doing.
Well, and it's a similar thing that's playing out with Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Where it's the committee, David Montgomery's good, and it's like, yeah, David Montgomery is good. But guess what? Jahmyr Gibbs is like a top 3 running back in the league.
Right. Let's go 15
rushing. Yeah.
Yes. I love the way you guys put that. I'm gonna write up a postmortem. I always write one up at the end of the year. One of my key, like I usually do like 3 to 5 like keys of the season, I guess. One of my keys for 2023 that like I've taken from it relates to this. I know last year I wrote the piece that was like running back talent doesn't matter, but it's the most important thing because like the market had caught up and is caught up with running back opportunity. But like when we actually can identify talented players, you just said it so well, Pat, and I hadn't thought about it that way, but it's a safety in and of itself, the talent element. But it's something that the market doesn't get right yet. Everybody wants to project touches, and they want to talk about that. One of the big takeaways for me in 2023, the thing I'm going to write up is we've always thought about running back as the opportunity position, receiver as the skill position, right? Like you draw volume, you earn targets. All of that is baked in at this point. That I think a lot of the edge is actually in the inverse, where on the running back side, opportunity is so heavily baked into the market that it's the efficiency that is the edge. And on the receiver side, with the way that the defenses have really cracked down on a lot of offenses, the situation matters. Oh, that was disastrous.
Oh, it's so gross.
The situation matters for a lot of these receivers. Like Garrett Wilson's a great example. That he looks so good. Soon as he lost Aaron Rodgers, Drake London's another great one. Those guys, I'm confident those guys are good, but there's some offenses that are just like not competent, more so than there were like in 2020 when we had offenses through the roof. It felt like every offense could be like a floor of competency. Since defenses have started the cover two shell and all that stuff, some of these offenses like just can't even crack competent passing. And so situation is, I think, starting to matter a little bit more than the market is realizing. I think for pass catchers. Efficiency definitely for running backs, that skill point you just made. I think those are like key things with the way the market plays it. They're not the most valuable thing, but it's how you find edges.
I think the running back skill is the most valuable thing because when we're looking for upside outcomes, my whole like legendary upside idea, right? Of like you're looking for the guys who break fantasy, like that's skill. Like you have to be super fucking talented to do that. Christian McCaffrey is not a situation-based player. He's in an amazing situation, but he's also a generational running back. So I actually think it's the most important thing, and it's not valued as highly.
Njoku, what a beast. Holy shit.
Oh, dude, he's balling.
By the way, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say another thing about like talking about running back talent, and this dovetails one of the things that has gotten so bastardized with the Week 17 conversation, and Dubner was talking to me about this last night too, is it's not just correlation. Part of the Week 17 stuff is the player archetypes and the type of players you're targeting and the talent in the rookies. We know we have actual data where those guys see their roles grow as the season goes on. Like that is part of like the Week 17 is all that matters. It's not just correlating the team. It's the player targets that you're doing as part of who is going to peak at the end of the season. There's reasons why Breece Hall and Gibbs are coming on very strong and why they had cheaper prices at the beginning of the season, because people weren't viewing them through a Week 15 through 17 lens. They were viewing them through a 17 game median projection lens.
I completely agree. I actually think, and I want to do some more research on this to, because right now it's just vibes. But I think that we still might be like dramatically underdrafting rookies. I talked about this on Legendary Sickos a few weeks ago, where like I'm starting to feel like searching for those thinner second year breakouts is actually maybe a leak. Like I took a lot of Alec Pierce because he was correlated with Anthony Richardson, which I think makes sense. But why not really press it down on Josh Downs as opposed to chasing the second year? Because it's like, even if Josh Downs is equally good as Alec Pierce, he's probably going to play more in Week 17 because they want to see what they have, or kind of get fed more. Like, is Jaden Reed that good? I don't know, but like they're trying to figure that out. Obviously, he's dealing with injury stuff, but like towards the end of the season, that's when you get that the team's actually trying to see what they have in these guys, and that's so valuable.
Yeah. Well, it's another part of the zero RB thing that I don't think gets discussed a lot. Like we toss around the phrase like the chaos of the season, but it's like that's almost a feature, not a bug, that these guys, a lot of them aren't getting a lot of touches early on. It's like the lead back has way more opportunities to get hurt, weeks 1 through 15. And then these backups pop up and it's like, oh, you just got lucky. It's like, well, no, like the wear and tear of the NFL is a real thing. And getting these guys with fresh legs at the end of the season who are healthy, like that's also part of it. Like all of these things go into the week 17, doesn't matter, but people just want to latch on to one point, which also is true in itself. But yeah, it's just
you sort of just described anti-fragility, where like the chaos, you're playing for the guys that thrive and get better in the chaos, right? And the teams that get better in the chaos.
Yeah. But it's so important to have the guys that are spiking in week 15 and 16. Like, you know, I got lucky to get 8 teams through to the semis. It was largely, you know, because like I had a ton of Laporta, you know, who's got a ton of teams through. He got so many teams through that he's chalk in the final, even after dudding last week. Like that's how it works. So yeah, you have to get lucky to have, you know, this rookie tight end who you hammered. But like those types of hits are so much more valuable than boosting your advance rate. Like to get 8 teams through to the final, I would have had to get like 128 teams through the first round to have an expected 8 teams through the final. Like 128. That's nuts. That's never going to happen. So it's like, yes. You can't just like say, oh, draft rookie tight ends and they'll spike in the week 15. And that, like, most of the time that's not going to happen. You have to get lucky to land on that type of stuff. But some of these archetypes do give you a higher percentage chance to hit on those types of weeks in week 15, 16, and 17. And those types of spike weeks are so fucking valuable. You really do have to look for them, I think.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that so many other people you see, like Beimfor has a team and Sanderson has a team and Pat has a team and Gretch and I were very close to getting teams. Like all of us who very much prioritize these things of like, yeah, you're going to have a lot of shitty teams that bomb out. You know, as Josh says here, the anti-fragility also comes with low negative outcomes.
We got a Jets fumble there. That's my defense in my FFPC team. That's with Sean.
All right.
We'll take a quick Jerome Ford rush here and then get Trevor Semian checking.
That's right. This is good for game script. I have my team with Silva is a Breece and Joku team. Breece is the one that I famously got an argument with Silva about and forced him to draft. And it's working out pretty good. That's now in the top 20 as well. So I have 2 teams in the top 20 in the main event. One with Sean.
This is the team that you guys, he had to call you the next day and like make sure to patch things
Breece in the 4th, ETN in the 5th. That's where it hit the fan. I was like, no, we're taking ETN in the 5th round. And those 2 guys have been huge. But Silva, I mean, he had some good picks as well.
Silva probably didn't need to call you, as you mentioned. You know, like it wasn't that serious. But he actually owes you another call now.
It's pretty great. Who's that, Tillman? Ooh, little. Oh, what are we going to get? I think offensive interference on Harrison Bryant there. Is he blocking upfield?
Who wants to be the first person to be courageous enough to go on Twitter and say, are the Browns better without Amari Cooper?
I'm not going to be that guy. I wanted to shout out Spike Week for this tool they launched, the tournament database, where you can actually go and check like the owner. It's like an ownership grid for Bestball Mania. It's very, very fun.
People were wondering, who else do you have going on your team tonight other than Breece, or is that your only player?
No, I'll pull up. I screenshotted it, threw it in the leg up Discord. I'll grab it here. Yeah, it's tonight. It's just Breece. Tonight's just Breece. I do have Jerome Ford in that Bulldog team, but I'll pull up the full team. God, can't find it.
Kareem Hunt already has 1 rushing TD and was back on the field there.
I saw that. I'm like, God, Jerome Ford just running all over this team. I'm like, no, got to get Kareem Hunt his touches.
And for like, you know, for BBM, I'm sure some people have Hunt through just as a late round running back. 2 touchdown game would be a pretty fortunate start to get 2 TDs from Hunt.
Oh yeah, man.
There it is.
Nope.
Oh, we got stoned. He got swallowed up by Kyren Williams.
All right, Pete, I just threw it in the ship chasing chat.
Let me pull this up. Oh yeah, you have the Geno double.
The Geno double is the key, and Warren bring back.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Is Keenan Allen going to be back? I haven't looked at.
I don't think so. He didn't practice today, so I think I'm without him.
Damn it! They went for it on 4th, didn't get it. Not good for our script.
No.
I can't wait to push it to 9. Why wouldn't you just take it on 4th and 4? I would just take the kick.
Pat, I hope you win with this lineup, and then people try to say that it didn't rely on any Week 17 correlations.
It wouldn't be the first time.
I'm just looking at this lineup. Every single fucking piece is correlated to the gills.
I mean,
the dark blue stuff is that's a massive game stack. Goff, 3 receivers, 2 tight ends, and David Montgomery. You almost want Montgomery to not. I mean, he's like leverage on your own high-owned stack. I guess if you got Montgomery and then the Geno hit,
that's the if I
Ferguson
pick what happens, I'd be like, give me Monty. But the funny thing is, Monty is really highly correlated to the other Lions stuff. Like he's part of these game stacks. I was looking at in the Spike Week tool, like who Monty's paired with, and you're seeing a lot. I mean, unsurprisingly, that he's paired with Goff and stuff. So I guess it would be good, but as soon as Monty hits and the Goff stuff doesn't, I then need the so need that.
Yeah,
to go off.
Your running backs are in awesome shape, both from what Breece has already done and then the ownership. I mean, Kyren at 6.8% is nasty.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
Ty Chandler, Jalen Warren are really nice, 4-5 piece. I mean, Chandler's I don't know, probably better than Montgomery projection wise this week. I mean, those are you have you got a lot of depth there.
Yeah.
You're going to be flexing a running back if all goes well. Yeah. Which means you could, if you get the Geno Lockett JSN double, you only need one more receiver. Lamb and Amon-Ra can bust and you can still win.
Yeah, in some ways you almost want, right? If you knew, again, if you're picking what can happen, the path is they bust, Geno and the double goes off, Monty gets in the lineup, maybe Ferguson,
Monty, Mini. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what you need. Laporta's got a bust too. Goff, all of it.
Did Pittman practice? Is Pittman back at practice?
It's wild.
He shed the non-contact jersey today, so he's a big piece for me too.
All your biggest correlation pieces failing in a correlated way.
Right? That's also kind of nice. As long as you added another stack.
That's what you want. You want the Ferguson, David Montgomery mini to hit.
Oh, go Breece.
All right, Semian. Time to start checking, bud.
Hilarious thing about Breece is he still doesn't look all the way back to 100%. He's gonna be so much better after a whole offseason of being in real good shape next year.
He just gets up to speed so fast. That's his thing.
And he's always that was such a good cutback. It wasn't even really a hole. He ran into his lineman, but found the space. He's got really good vision. He's always finding open space, and then you're just oh hey, Breece is running. No one's near him again. How is he always running with no one near him?
Yep. Throw it, ever. Yeah, what was it? What did Kyren flop week 15? Is that why he's so low?
I think part of it is that he just wasn't drafted that much.
Yeah, just a sample size.
And he didn't crush, and then a lot of teams the CD.
Oh no.
What are you doing? Run it back. I need this TD. Go. Pitch it.
Dude, he got it.
Oh,
nice Gretch for us.
Fuck yeah, that was huge. And that's great for the great.
Great.
We came in 14th in the FFPC main. Sean and I talked about it quite a bit on Stealing Bananas this morning. I don't know if that's out yet. But definitely need some of these differentiated pieces to hit. I don't think anyone above us had Cleveland Browns D, so I was low-key pretty stoked to see if the Browns D could do something to Trevor Semian tonight. First quarter pick 6 and the fumble on the kick return already. They already have 10 points off those 2 turnovers in the TD.
Wow.
It's pretty It's pretty sick. Good start.
And we got Browns D on our $2,500 league with
Oh, yeah.
Logan, where
Hell
we're
yeah.
sitting in
Hell
first
yeah.
tier.
And we were in first there, but the lead took a big hit last week because the Purdy stuff kind of tanked.
Yeah. It took a big hit, but I mean, we're just kind of right back here. I mean, it's like, do you want to go to war with Brock Purdy, CMC, Jahmyr Gibbs, Brandon Ayuk, Devontae Smith, Sam Laporta, and Kenneth Walker this week?
Yep.
I do.
Yeah, I'm good with that. We're benching Ty Chandler. Like, I mean, I think we're probably. Do we want Wicks in there, or we might go to London? Isn't Wicks?
I guess
banged up?
London would be the other option.
Yeah.
It's a bummer. We would turn into 4 running back bros if we could.
Yeah.
We were, yeah.
The FFPC layout.
I honestly don't hate the spot for Drake London. Like, I kind of like that game.
Yeah, I'm good with it. I mean, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
I can't believe this start because we have Breece and the Browns D. Sorry to talk about this team so much, but we have Breece and the Browns D, and I was like, this is so negatively correlated. Like, there's no world in which the Browns D does awesome and Breece also does awesome. But then I was like, I mean, maybe it's possible that Breece is just, so good that he has some big plays and the Browns D have some plays. They've both scored in the first quarter. Like, that's like the way that it works. That'll work. That'll do.
That'll work. All right, good field position here.
This game's about to go over in the first quarter. What did the over under close at? Like 35?
Yeah.
Wasn't it low?
All right. We need like the Breece Hall check down drive where Semian racks up like 6 or 7 attempts. That's the one I'm worried about right now.
ESPN bet has it at 33.5 that it closed at. There's been 27 points in the first quarter.
Wow.
That's wild.
All right, here we go. Oh, all right. Josh asking about NFC league format versus the FFPC with the 2 flexes and the 1 flex. It's funny because I kind of like the NFC's lack of that extra flex, even though it can be annoying where like you have an extra running back and you can't play him. But like the field seems to be just as running back heavy as FFPC, and then they can't play their guys in the flex all year. So I think it rewards the way we build a little more.
Yeah, I think you're right.
The next point on game script set up real well for the pick'ems. I think these pick'ems are in incredible shape.
Yeah, what are these flags?
Offensive offsides. I love how after that Mahomes play and everyone's like, that's never called. They've called it like 5 to 7 times. And
Yeah, like they really emphasized it. Like, don't.
Yeah, it's been such a big thing since. Which all that does. Oh my God, it was. Oh no, was that off?
Was
that offsides? Oh, false start. Every or illegal
formation.
Them calling it that much since then, all it does is emphasize that they were letting that shit slide before. Because obviously a ton of players are doing it, and now they're like, we're going to call it every time you're slightly over the line. But that was never called before, which was the whole point. Mahomes and Reed's whole point was like, usually you give us a warning or you just let it slide. Like he's a half yard or a very small amount beyond the line. It's just kind of funny. Like it certainly didn't help. It didn't help.
It also underlines the point that the Chiefs are making.
Right, exactly. Everyone was like, "Oh, Chiefs are babies," and I was kind of like, I kind of got their point a little bit, where like they never call this, and it seems like it does happen, and now they're calling it constantly, and it's like, okay, well, Chiefs were kind of right.
All right, let's get some attempts.
Breece.
It's like you didn't even see Breece.
Yeah, it's like your only good player. Maybe throw to him.
Well, I mean, Garrett's good too, but he just touched the ball the last play, so you just alternate. Just alternate.
There's 2 people, and you threw to one that isn't one of those 2 people. Don't do that again. Just the whole game. Let's focus on the 2 guys who are good.
This is how fantasy football Twitter could run a team, it would literally just only be allowed.
Well, they just threw to somebody named Kenny Yeboah. Like what?
Oh, I think I talked Pat Doherty into cutting him like 2 years ago on his dynasty team.
That'd be really great if he just slid into your mentions, pissed off, just remembering that.
I'm gonna text him. Sorry about Yeboah, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry about your boy Yeboah.
Sorry for telling you to cut Yeboah.
Aaron Rodgers on the sideline pretending like he cares.
I know.
Attempt. Breece Hall.
Breece.
Cut back.
Oh!
Space. More space. Just like little subtle cutbacks on two dudes to get like 7 more yards.
Hops right up. Love to see it.
Keep the offense on the field. Come on.
What do we have?
Cares.
4.
All right, Breece is good. Breece cleared
5
32.
attempts. Breece already cleared. I love that. Let's go.
Yeah, Semian's at 5 in the first quarter, which isn't an ideal pace, but I think they should have kept the offense on the field there. You're at the 50-yard line, down 13 on the road. Yeah. Like, why? What's the point of the punt?
I mean, just because he's Robert Saleh. Our boy Ron Stewart, who's coming on here in just a minute, is tweeting. He's been wanting Saleh fired. I'm interested for this take. He's tweeting about it right now.
Yeah.
How much more competence must we watch until people get fired in New York? He wants them to clean house. I'm excited to hear this Jet fan take.
I don't think you can clean house unless you also get rit of Rodgers, because so clearly he's a part. Like, why is Nathaniel Hackett there? Like, I went back. I was watching in-season Hard Knocks, but Britt wasn't with me, and we were kind of like watching it together, so I couldn't watch the next episode. I'm like 4 episodes behind, and so then I was like, I'm in the Hard Knocks like mood now, and I didn't really watch the one this summer. I only watched a couple episodes. So I turned that on, and there's an offensive meeting where Nathaniel Hackett is like making the quarterback sit through clips out of context of The Naked Gun and like these old ass Leslie Nielsen movies, which, like, you know, I watched this as a kid and stuff. They're fine, but like it's like corny ass jokes. And he's like, God, to be sitting there and like have to force laughter as your offensive coordinator shows, like, this is real comedy. God, get this guy out of
that's a real thing.
Wait,
yes.
That was Saleh or
no,
Hackett?
that's Hackett.
Okay, that sounds way more like Hackett. Yeah,
dude. When you already are a caricature of yourself after last year, and you know that you're being filmed for all this stuff, like, can you just not do that? Like, don't make it hard on yourself.
Dude, apparently he goes around, he's obsessed with Austin Powers 3 Goldmember. And he's like, he constantly is like quoting Goldmember and shit. And like Rodgers loves it because he's cringy as fuck. So they're just all like the two of them, and you're and just like, get like this. How could you have any respect for this guy? Ron's here. I got Ron on.
I heard you guys talking through Hard Knocks. I heard just like the entire thing. Like, it's a joke. We are the laughingstock of the league. We are playing the Cleveland Browns, who have been that for as long as I can remember, and they are killing us with the quarterback that we had for the last 2 years. Like, it's genuinely like I'm watching this game. Like, I don't even want them to win. I want them to lose in the most hilarious fashion, so that Saleh gets
Ron,
taped out.
Goes off,
I want it all gone.
The hilarity we're looking for.
Ron, I promise I'm not trying to do a bit, because I know you're a young guy, and I also know the Jets haven't been to the playoffs in a long time. Have the Jets been to the playoffs in your lifetime?
Yeah,
they have. I come to you today as a bearded man in my 20s, and I have not seen the Jets in the playoffs since I was 9 years old. Like, we went to back-to-back AFC championships, and
with
I'm
Mark
like wearing
Sanchez.
my Revis jersey. Yeah. We're going to the bar. We're beating, New England at third place. And I'm like, man,
you're going to the bar at 9 years old?
Yeah, my parents were cool. They would see me there. We would watch it, and I would be like, yes, awesome. Go Jets. We'd go crazy. And I was like, and then I heard stories from everybody, you know, it's like, you know, the Jets, we haven't been good for a long time. Like, this is sick. And I'm like, yeah, like, get used to it, fellas. And now we're here. And it's just like, it's awful, man. And then I tell, dude, everyone out there that's like an Eagles fan, what, you guys lost 3 straight. You guys are in the playoffs. You're winning games. You have a franchise quarterback who has his Achilles intact. Enjoy it all. Like, none of it is promised, man.
Do you remember the butt fumble well? I mean, like, what was it like watching the butt fumble quarterback take you to – I guess the butt fumble was probably after the AFC championships, right? A little bit later in Sanchez's career. You were 9.
Sanchez is a very weird like relationship with Jets fans because I love him now as, you know, he got us to the promised land. Like, that is my crowning achievement is AFC championship, beating the Patriots, like however many times they did during that stretch. But like, then you see him like he was eating like a New York hot dog on the sideline one time, if you guys remember that.
That's right.
Like, he was a meme. At the time, a lot of us were like, man, we're winning in spite of this guy. Screw this guy. Like, I'll tell you, man, I think if we had a Flacco or a Matt Ryan on those teams with those defenses, I'm probably a Super Bowl winning fan at this point. But yeah, it's tough. It's a love-hate because at the time we kind of were like, man, like if we just had a quarterback, like we're winning a Super Bowl here. But now it's like I long for the days that Mark Sanchez was my quarterback. I long for that.
2023 is a worse version of that exact same thing.
Yeah, it is the doomsday scenario of that exact thing.
This defense is
awful.
What did you think they should have done when Rodgers went down? I mean, do you think they should have went after more QBs, like cycled through? I mean, were you a Zach Wilson fan? What was your order of operations?
Essentially, I know the idea that, okay, they were screwed, like, and I guess a money ball, you know, 1,000-foot view, throw the season away, get a better draft pick, whatever. Sure. But from someone, you know, we haven't been to the playoffs in 12 years. We have this elite defense, especially out the gate, right? Where we're like, we beat the Bills on prime time and like great defense, everything. I wanted them to do something, right? Like, I was on board with seeing how Zach Wilson did, but the lack of getting a backup plan was the issue for me. Where they come out, oh my goodness, where they come out and they just ride with Tim Boyle as the backup, and they were like, yeah, Tim Boyle is the guy in case if Zach Wilson goes down. And to me, that was the unserious part of the whole thing of not, you know, calling a Flacco or trading for a Jameis or a Brissett or an Andy Dalton.
How would they know anything about Flacco? I mean, he's just I don't know why they would have any scouting or kind of anything on him.
I don't believe people say, oh, well, Flacco wasn't going to go back. I don't know that I believe that, man. At that point in time in like week 2, if you told him, hey, this defense, whatever, come in, I don't know. Even if he didn't, Wentz, Matt Ryan, and just try something. Like, just throw something at the wall.
Even I for a while there, like after the trade deadline, I had people ask me, well, what would you do? And I'm like, okay, well, at this point, I think you could still come up with a plan. I was looking at practice squads and like the Nathan Rourke guy who had the sick play in the preseason. Go do something like that. It's like Tim Boyle was a known commodity. Like that was not going to work. And the only reason they were keeping him there, the only reason he was there in the first place is he's another of Rodgers' buddies. The only reason they were keeping him there to back up Zach Wilson was they didn't want to threaten the Zach Wilson plan. And it's like, you got to do something. You have to give yourself some uncertainty, some upside. Grab somebody who hasn't played. Look what Jake Browning wound up doing, right? Like the Josh Dobbs thing was the one. Everyone was like,
Carson Wentz isn't good, but he's better than Tim Boyle.
Yes.
By a lot. Like by a country mile. It's just awful, dude. Like, I just hate that they sat on their hands for so long. And to me, it's unfair to that entire defense. Like Sauce and all those guys, like they want to win so badly, man. Like they're all like,
oh, Garrett! No, that's a catch. That's a catch.
Oh,
no way.
That's ridiculous.
He's all the way flipped over. You gotta throw a challenge flag.
They gotta challenge that.
That was so sick. Look at him sky for this. They should have named him Sky Wilson. Look at him sky up.
He had one against Clemson in like the championship game. That was just like that.
Oh, I think that goes loose right when he lands.
No, is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I thought he had it until the ground.
Yeah, thought he had it until he rolled over. Damn, he got up for that, landed on his head.
That's my experience as a Jets fan, by the way. Oh, that was a sick catch by Garrett Wilson. Like, can that one please count? And then it's just, all right, back to...
Dude, how good is he going to be, man? You watch a lot of the Jets. Like, I think if Rodgers stays healthy, he's like a top 5 receiver right now.
I think what people don't understand is the after the catch stuff, man. Like I think Harmon's actually said like this exact quote that he's Kadarius Toney if he could run routes. Like after the catch, he's genuinely freaky in terms of what he can do and juking people out. So you almost get that added layer of kind of upside of the efficiency after the catch point, and that's what I think is so exciting. If he could just get anybody that could give him some efficiency before the catch point, we're cooking.
And he's an elite route runner. Like he's been crushing in ESPN's open score all year. Like
I'm gonna have so fucking much Garrett Wilson next year. Oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Why does this team keep punting from the 50-yard line down 13? Like what?
That's why I want Saleh. Saleh's the worst. He's one of these alpha dog guys, and doesn't have the balls to go for it ever. And I know you guys are saying like he came in with Rodgers, and that is definitely the tricky part. But I think at the same time, he has to go. I have to almost think that, like, I know I'm a sucker for the Rodgers coming on McAfee. Like, as a Jets fan, it's kind of scheduled programming. You have to watch it to be a Jets fan. That's all I have to look forward to at this point. And I have to, like, he was jabbing at him for, like, the dyeing the beard stuff. I almost kind of think Rodgers sees through the tough guy bullshit that's solid. Like, I almost wonder if in the back of his head, he's kind of thinking to himself, like, like, is Saleh ever going to actually, like, win? So, like, is he ever actually going to be the coach to do something? Like, I don't know. If he didn't really like Mike McCarthy that much, I think Saleh kind of is in a similar camp of football guy that's, like, I don't know, kind of has his head up his own ass from time to time.
Is it the thing with Rodgers, though, is he just kind of says, screw you to the coach, and I'm just going to do whatever the hell I want. I'm going to call my own plays, call my own audibles. Like, I don't really care who the coach is.
Well, yeah, Rodgers has a little bit of, like, he's like a little bit of like a 19-year-old, like, whatever, man.
Yeah, 100%. That's true. I wonder how much, like, he talks with the owner, like with Woody Johnson, and how much he has like a hand in like any of this stuff in terms of like if he sat him down and was like, hey, like, do we like what we got going here? Because I do think it would make some sense. I don't think the Jets are a spot where like a Ben Johnson or anybody would come, but if there was a play caller, maybe not Joe Brady, but something, a young play caller, maybe he liked, could bring on, be the guy. I don't know. This is just fan fiction for me. That would be my hope. Bring on a young play caller that could kind of mesh with Rodgers. I think it is fair to say maybe the Eagles wouldn't work out there, but to me, that's like the only hope this team has.
But like, there's no chance. Like, they're going to keep Hackett for Rodgers.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm praying. Like, this is what I'm hoping for. Like, I want to see like the most. I want to see 45-7 here tonight, and just like get the I just want him to lose so badly that it's like there's pressure for Woody Johnson to do something. I would love to see him. I know he came out and was like, "This is what we're doing next year." I'm hoping for like the Mark Davis, like just like quietly, like low key by himself, And he's just like, nah, we're firing everybody. We're moving on. But
how much do you think Saleh, like, how much credit do you give him for this defense? Because that is his expertise, and the defense is awesome.
I give him a good chunk, but I had a Twitter rant like last night where the thing for me is, yes, you can credit Saleh with this good defense, but to me, he falls under the same thing with Todd Bowles. And sure, Todd Bowles is finding success with Baker this year, but the same thing of like, he can make an elite defense, but I don't think that's enough to really do much in the NFL at this point. And I don't know. The issue I have with Saleh is he's not really outperforming the defense. You know what I mean? Like, we've spent so many resources in Sauce and Kyren Williams. And this year, instead of taking a offensive lineman or a wide receiver, we take 24-year-old Will McDonald, the fourth out of Iowa State, who hasn't really played at all this year. So when you devote all these resources, it's tough to now like double count it, if that makes sense. Like, I think we could hire somebody. I was having some more fan fiction of, I would love Jim Leonard, old safety for the Jets, come on in, be our DC. He's getting at worst 85% of this output with these guys on this roster with a guy like Jim Leonard. So that's my biggest issue. If Rex Ryan wants to come out of retirement, like, what's up? But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know that Saleh, like, I think the defense would be about 85%, 90% without him. And on top of that, I think the DC Ulbrich doesn't get enough credit. I think that he actually has his hand in the scheme and the defense more so than Saleh. I do think that there's enough guys like Sauce, Quinnen, like there's multiple all pros. Bring somebody else.
I mean, it's super talented defense.
Exactly. It's tough. It'd be a massive issue if this defense was underperforming. But
and your bigger point is you would prefer the head coach to be an offensive minded head coach because and that has been, I mean, pretty clearly the path to win. Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDaniel, Sean McVay, all these young dudes that have taken over these teams. If you have a defensive-minded head coach and a really good OC, he just gets hired away. Like, we're going to get that it's not really a defensive-minded head coach with Dan Campbell, but we're going to get that with the Lions. Ben Johnson's going to get hired away. Like, you have that issue. As soon as you have a good offense, I mean, unless you can win with Aaron Rodgers and Nathaniel Hackett, who's not getting hired away. Like, I mean, that's like,
right. I mean, that is the beauty of Hackett, is that he will be there for as long as you need.
He's got a lifetime contract.
Yeah,
you're like, will you leave, please? Like, he's that brother-in-law that you're like, man, why is he still in our basement?
He's so bad, man. And that's the thing. Even if you got a DC in, like Jim Schwartz has done such a great job with his Browns defense, and like he's not really a hot head coaching name, right? Like I would say Ben Johnson's the guy with the Eagles, Brian Johnson or whatever was for a little bit.
Wow.
And Flacco's balling out. That's the issue with this game, is it feels like I'm looking in the mirror. Like this is the Browns, a cursed franchise like the Jets, and instead of sitting on their hands when their quarterback goes down, they get Flacco. Their offensive, coach Stefanski schemes around what they have. It just sucks, man. It all sucks.
It is interesting, though, that, I mean, the Browns offense looked pretty terrible with Deshaun Watson this year.
Yeah.
It's like they haven't been able to lean into the passing game until they got Joe Flacco. And then they're like, all right, he unlocks everything. Okay.
The Stefanski offense, though, like it's all run-based, play action.
Yeah.
It was like a really nice fit for what Flacco
It is a nice fit, yeah. Watson, I think, is actually just kind of a terrible fit for what they're doing. I don't know why they thought he'd be.
We already went. I'm sitting here mad that Jerome Ford's not getting these carries. That was pure strong.
But over, right?
We're already over, aren't we?
Yeah, he's over. I did get rugged. I thought Akins was David Njoku, but it was not.
Njoku's already at 5 for 128.
Wow. Yeah, just insane.
So we have one more Njoku catch, and then it's just the Semian attempts. We need a lot of those.
A lot of attempts.
But we're gonna get plenty.
Ron, can your boy Trevor Semian get 25 more pass attempts tonight?
I saw the slip, and I was gonna comment. I was like, "What are we doing, taking all these hires on my Jets, man?" I would. I would love for the hires to hit, dude. Semian's on bench watch any game he's playing is really my biggest fear.
That's the concern, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no Wilson. I couldn't even tell you who would be the backup.
Brett Rippon. They got Rippon up. They're not benching him tonight.
I hate this team, man. I hate this team. Like that's awful.
It's like Jesus Christ.
I knew that they were talking with Brett Ripien, but yeah, he's dressing, huh? All right.
Yeah, he's their guy. He's their next go-to guy. I mean, of everyone that you finally bring in, it's just a bit, right? The guy you signed up a practice squad is another failed. Like Brett Rippon has played and failed.
Yeah.
Like
There's
lean
such a
into
large
uncertainty.
sample.
Yeah, like try somebody else, right? Like anybody.
They're just
the Jake Browning thing. I love when we were talking about this early in the year, and everyone was saying, "Well, not everyone can be Josh Dobbs," And it's like, okay. But there are guys that do surprise. And then the Jake Browning one is the one that I so wanted to point to and have pointed to a little bit of stealing signals where it's like this. I didn't even think Jake Brown would be good. I'm a UW truther, but he's been competent. Like you can
sophomore
run
year though.
Positive.
He was in first round buzz after the sophomore year. I remember it might have been the Herbert class where he was fringe first round type of talk, and then a little bit of a fall off there, but
junior and senior year not as good. Yeah. No, he was really good that sophomore year. We went to the college football playoff.
40 plus passing touchdowns. There's things you can point at with Browning,
for sure. But not Brett Rippon.
Yeah,
no.
Or Boyle. You can go back with Boyle back to what UConn. He has 5 touchdowns, 11 picks, or whatever those stats were going around.
Yeah. Looks great.
Ron, do you have any sweats this weekend?
I got a couple, dude. I'm convinced that I just suck at best ball. I've just decided. It's all over. I'm sitting here. Dude. No one cares about my eliminated Bestball Mania team, but I'm gonna read it out.
No, we
here.
do.
We do.
Just spent,
the three of us.
Gretch and I just spent 20 minits looking at our eliminated one.
Okay,
so that's literally all this episode is.
This one fell short, but I swear to God, Kyren would be sweating if this team was alive right now. I had Lamar and Jordan Love, and then I had Saquon, Etienne, Rashad White, Devin Achane, Chuba Hubbard, Ty Chandler. Not a single dead player so far.
Oh, that's great.
Cup, McLaurin, Pickens, Quentin Johnston, OBJ, Jaden Reed, Rashid Shaheed.
You had me at Quentin Johnston.
Oh, I had so many. I have a graveyard full of Quentin Johnston.
Me too.
And then
buddy,
the tight
me
ends were
too.
David Njoku, Sam Laporta, and Tyler Conklin. So this team,
Wow, that's a good
Holy
squad.
shit.
came up like
Wow.
10 points short. No one was really dead on the team. Sick to my stomach.
Yeah, you
That's
probably
all
feel
good,
great
though.
watching Njoku go
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
I'm loving this.
How
Oh,
close were
man.
you to advancing that one?
It was like maybe 10 points. It wasn't super
Yeah.
close. But yeah, it just sucks.
Yeah.
That's
But
brilliant.
I got some high stakes redraft, but those are like sort of tougher to gas up or whatever. I'm in the
Gas 'em
mix
up.
in the silver bullet. I think it's like I was looking bad after week 15 or whatever. It was like 50th among like 60 teams. So now we've steamed up to like 30th. We had like a top 5 score last week. And then I have 2 in the online championship. One that's like top
Nice.
100. That's kind of doing some work. I think it's got Cleveland Browns defense. So
There you
Okay.
go.
that's what we're looking at here.
Nice.
Yeah.
The managed stuff, when I got waivers and I can kind of outsmart the boomers, it's nice, dude. But god damn it, bro. Max BBM, it's like, yeah, like, I don't know, dude. I'm still waiting for a week 17 sweat. And the crazy part is I'm still waiting for a week 17 sweat. And I was just like fucking around doing some MLB drafts, and I got one to the finals in MLB. And it like didn't really do much, but like I legit could name you maybe 3 Yankees players, and that's all I got.
Dude,
But
it's time to
that's all
pivot
right.
to MLB Best Ball Thought Leader. I mean, it's basically the Badge Bros, and I mean, who else is even trying to corner that market?
Oh yeah, real ones know that I'm a thought leader in every sport. I'm very versatile. I'll just
Nick, make sure to cut the back.
If there's thoughts,
of him saying,
you're down to
"Dude,
lead them.
I might suck at best ball, right? Too. I'm a thought leader in every sport."
yeah, I'm a jack of all trades master.
It's over. I'm horrible at best ball, but also
But also a thought leader in every sport.
dude.
I just checked out the silver bullet. You're up to 20th,
Oh,
but one Pete Overzet is in 18th, 2 spots ahead of you.
wow,
That's interesting.
jockeying position.
Maybe you should hang it up, Ron.
Yeah, I've already decided. I've decided. I'm just gonna be a PE teacher and just. I've already sort of fantasized about being a PE teacher. Like I'll just come around like every summer, and then I'll just say, "All right, that's it." And I'll
Ron,
go to.
Ron Stewart, YouTube. You have
Ron
a
Stewart,
best ball
YouTube.
masterclass, right? $499 a month.
Yep, $499. You have to get in the Discord, and then you have to DM my associates first, and then you get to me, and then I have the exclusive to the exclusive Discord. That I call my paid group, my circle of winners.
That's where we get the tips.
Yeah, that's where you get the good stuff. All of my guys in that group are all having sweats right now, but I'm more of the teacher than I am anything else.
Yeah.
Can I just clarify that is the appeal of being a PE teacher that you can still draft in the summer, but then you go teach gym and don't have to sweat these teams?
Well, this is what it is. This is what I can just run away from all my problems and just say, hey, they all worked out. I'll just come. I'm like the groundhog, man. Every summer I'll come out and I'll be like, hey guys, this is who you draft, and then I'll vanish, and then I will be a PE teacher. I'll be probably a youth football coach. And
I'm
maybe
also
I'll
It's a lot of thought.
I'm envisioning like Eastbound and Down, the Kenny Powers. It's like a
Yes.
sex strip.
Yes.
He's really into best ball while still just being like the world's shittiest.
yeah, dude. Like,
principal.
Just run
roll
some
the
laps.
balls out.
I got
Yeah.
I got the perfect start. Go run some laps, guys. He's like
love
drafting
it,
on his
dude.
phone.
People
Just
don't know
firing
this,
off
but
the
I'm
gauntlet.
actually the Rockaway Denville youth basketball coach of the youth basketball team that won the Rockaway Denville championship. So just something on my
shit,
resume.
Nice.
No, I coached my little brother's 8th grade basketball team like during COVID. It was the best.
And they won the championship.
They did.
I
My
mean,
God,
sounds like
Semian.
some baller shit, if you ask me. Semian, the pass attempts are not going great.
You got to
Well,
get the ball out.
I was staring at the sack number because it was at 3.5, and I'm like, he's gonna take some sacks, but 4 is a lot. But now I'm like, well, maybe I should have.
At least we
That's
got Evan
one.
Akonda in there. No more Dalvin Cook. That's a W, I guess.
How
I hate
frustrating
this
is it
team.
that,
Like those are the small wins we have here. Like Alan Lazar was inactive tonight, dude. Like he sucks, and they're paying him so much money. They're paying him so much money to do nothing, man.
how do you feel about Randall Cobb?
Dude, like
Oh
that's
my God.
insanity.
At least it's an attempt. Dude,
Randall Cobb
Semian
is awful.
just stared down that screen pass for, I swear, 6 seconds, waiting for the defender to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do. You good? You good? All right, here we go.
Now, is Semian, I mean, you got to give him credit, right? Because in between playing Edmure Tully on Game of Thrones, he was able to become a
I wish I got that reference, but I respect it.
Look at producer Nick's advice for Ron about the teaching things looking up, man. You also get winter break to black. You could be
That's
a
true. You can come back and be playoff
And I'll come back in the mix. I'll drop my, my 101. Here's how to ship the gauntlet. Come to my exclusive group chat. We all win there, and then I'll vanish. And I'll come
If
back.
they
with
punt
all my
this,
winnings.
I might. What are we doing, guys? You're down 20, and it's 2 yards for a first down.
Is that Rob Saleh offense, man? This is just the Rob Saleh experience. Like, this is what he believes in. Dude, he couldn't even kick the field goal to like almost screw it up last week the right way. Like, he called a timeout with like 12 seconds left. Instead of like, taking it down to like 4, kicking the field goal or whatever. Called with like 12 seconds. There's like all of this like discombobulation. But you know what he will do? He will do a fake punt when you don't need to. He did that the other week. I can't remember who he did that against.
I was really hoping for a fake there right on cue.
Yeah, me
as you
too.
said that.
So
That would have been great.
He loves a good fake punt. I'm happy Flacco's fired up. Good, man.
I'm disgusted. I can't believe you do this every week. Do you watch every second of every Jets game?
I do until they're out of contention. Like now they just kind of pass me by on red zone, and I just kind of shake my head.
I've never seen the Jets on red zone, but
that's the beauty of it. Well, when you see them, it's because they fucked up like in crazy fashion. It's like, oh, pick 6, Trevor Semian, and it's like, all right, that was a good one. But I watched, dude, all the early ones. I lived and died with them. The Eagles game was sick, and then ever since then, it sucked. I saw them no-show in Vegas on the primetime game.
What was your feeling like watching the Aaron Rodgers stuff? Because then like they win that game, you see how good like the other elements of the team are. What were you like week 1?
I was down horrendous after the Monday night. Like, dude, I'm a Jets, and everyone's like, people would ask me, like, I have people on my show be like, Ron, like, you're a Jets fan, like, yeah, Aaron Rodgers, like, what's our expectations? Like, I remember Liam Murphy, who's like, what are we thinking? Like, playoff, Super Bowl? What do you think? I'm like, dude,
Dynasty.
Aaron Rodgers is my quarterback. Like, that's all I care about. Like, we just have a guy. Like, the best quarterback I've ever seen play football in my jersey is Chad Pennington, dude. Like, Chad Pennington was the best of the best that I have ever seen don the Jets uniforms, and maybe Brett Favre for like a 7-game stretch.
You said was, but I think that's still true because you haven't really seen Aaron Rodgers.
No, he is. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Like, and I was just happy to go into like a fourth quarter situation where it's like, okay, we have a guy that can just like get us down the field and like be a good quarterback, like what we need here. And then we never even got to see it. He comes out with the flag, and me and my buddies are juiced and whatever. He goes down. And you guys remember, like, I'm on Twitter, because I got all my Jets buddies from my hometown. Like, these guys are like sickos. Like, these guys, like, when you picture like Jets, like scumbags, or like a tailgate, like, these are my boys. We're all hanging out down here watching this game. And like, I don't have the heart to tell them, because I'm seeing the video where it legit pops. Like, we're in the first quarter, and they're like, oh no, he just tweaked his ankle, he'll be back. I'm like, I don't know if I really want to give you guys I'm just like, all right, yeah, we're hoping for this. And my boy's like, Zach Wilson's got this. Like, Zach Wilson's the guy. I'm like, all right, like we'll just like, we're just going through all of the, the
I mean, you did win. They won that game.
The 7 stages of grief. Oh man,
it all sucks, man.
I love that you got the Bills Mafia and the Jets Scumbags. Was that?
Yeah, the Jets Scumbags. Like, dude, like when we're talking like Jets Scumbags that'll like a week 7 meaningless game, like get into like a drunken fight with like an opposing fan in the nosebleeds, and like
that's your boys?
Cold October game. Like, yeah, those are the Jets Scumbags that are just like, they've been tailgating since like 9 a.m. just like guzzling beers and shit. Like, it's just like it's a whole thing, man.
Do Jets fans do these what did you call them, goons, scumbags? Do they have an inferiority complex with the Bills fans? Because the Bills get all the shine, right, for the crazy tailgates.
Well, Giants fans, I feel like there's, I mean, the Giants are kind of the team,
Yeah, it's not really an inferiority thing. Like, they're just bad people is kind of what it comes down to. Like, they're just like, It's kind of just like I understand like the Bills like the thing is the Bills fans they make a show of it and they at least have like a culture where you have the guy like making pizza in his little like office thing and it's like you pull up to a Jets tailgate and it's just a bunch of like degenerates like in lawn chairs from like 9 a.m. in a parking lot until kickoff and they're just like drunk
No
and loud
charcuterie
and
boards
obnoxious.
here. It's just kind of real
No.
brute
There
force.
is no pageantry. There is no shine to any of it. And they know what they're signing up for. They know that they are signing up for an excruciating 60-minute football game of just heartbreak. So they're mad because of that. So it's just like it's awful, man.
Like no one's even happy at the tailgate.
No.
It's just like this is our
maybe
lot
week
in life.
one, maybe week one, right? Like before the Rodgers game, I wasn't there, but I imagine like the vibes were high. But from that point on, the vibes are always high week one. Like that, and that's the thing with these scumbags. They think like the Jets. They're like I consider myself a realist as a Jets fan, but a lot of these guys are like, this is Jets year this year. We got Aaron Rodgers, we got the defense, we got Saleh. They're getting the boys ready, and it's just like, I mean, we've seen this before, man.
This is the movie Major League where they're like doing the montage and they're showing all the guys and like the groundskeepers and they're like, this is their year, and then they suck, and then it's like mid-season it's showing all the same people and they're like, these guys fucking suck.
Yeah, that's essentially what it becomes. Like I have been in the state. I honestly haven't gone to a game in some time. Like I know Cooter Doodle was on here last week and she like goes to the games and stuff. But MetLife is a shithole. I'm just gonna be honest with everybody. It's awful. It's the worst.
I've been there several times.
MetLife is awful.
Yeah. I went there with Davis. That was for the Laird game.
Oh yeah. It's not if it's like your first time going, but it's like it's just like we have two owners and we can't find a way to get like the Vikings have like the state of the art dome. Like if it was like the New Orleans like Mercedes dome or whatever they have, like I would be like, yeah, sick, sign me up. But it's freezing cold and everyone here are assholes. Like
from New York, you have to take a train to Secaucus and then another train. You have to change trains. It's fucking New York's team, and to get there, you have to change trains. There's backs up. Their line to get out of the stadium after the game is like a million miles long just to get back on this train. It's insane.
Oh my
god!
Oh!
Jermaine Johnson. That's actually one of the few Jets I love. I love Jermaine Johnson.
All right.
Real draft nerds know that he was like hyped to be a top 10 guy, and the Jets were going to take him with their like sauce pick or something, and they just took him like 26 or whatever.
And Pat, you said that was actually the reason you moved to San Diego, right?
Yeah, for the Chargers, and then found out once I got here.
You show up, you're like, I live down the road from Qualcomm. Where is everybody?
I was just dripping in Chargers gear, and they're not here anymore, guys.
That's the awful part about MetLife is it's tough to get through from Jersey too. Like you can take the train in, but like the train is like backed up, and you also have to take a transfer, and then like the car ride in is like from most people in Jersey, it's like like 40-50 minutes, and then more traffic on the way back.
If New York was going to get one of the teams, they were going to put one of the two teams, the Giants or the Jets, in the city of New York somewhere. Which would it be, Ron? Which is
I would hope it's the Giants.
You want it to be the Giants.
We're the fucking scumbags.
No, that's what we are, man. Like I say it when I go to. I love the Devils to death. The New Jersey Devils. We like. I ride with the Devils so hard because they are a Jersey team. Like as a guy from Jersey, there's so few. Like the Nets were here, and then they were like, "Nah, screw you guys. We're going to Brooklyn." Like very rarely do they stay here. But I even say myself, like the place that they play, the Prudential Center in Newark, like it's a shithole. It's in like Newark is like maybe the scum of the entire country of United States.
Rod, I went to a Net Celtics game at the Prudential Center, probably like I don't know, it was like 2009, 2010, man. I kid you not, Ron. They had a wedding expo going on the third floor during the game. Like we're walking to our seats. I was like, what is going on? There were vendors out, cake vendors, all this. I kid you not. I was like, what is going on?
Yeah, Prudential is an all-in-one establishment there where they got the hockey games, they got the basketball games. They got like a Mercedes. Now the spot you're talking about is like now like a Mercedes like exclusive like VIP section is kind of like that top section of Prudential. But yeah, it's it's actually insane the amount of turnover they have there because they have the Seton Hall basketball team, so they like have an ice rink and that they also kind of like switch up like every night or whatever. But yeah,
Ron, we've been doing this for 15 weeks. You're one of the absolute best guests we've had. We brought on a Jets fan in week 17 in one of the most depressing seasons for any team that I can ever remember. Yeah. And you're not just body bagging the Jets. The entire greater New York City area is catching strays.
Yeah, like New Jersey, like it just comes with the territory. The Devils were supposed to be amazing. Like, if you guys know anything about hockey, like the Devils have like legit like one of the best like young cores out there. And they have just like completely underperformed this year. Like they're like a 500 team. They lose in hilarious fashion. Also, like if you guys know Frank the Tank, like the big big fat guy in New York that like loves the Mets and stuff, like he's at every game. Right? Yeah, he's at every game and he's like screaming and spitting into his phone afterwards. Like, I'll never have anything. It's just the experience of sort of what we've done here.
That's what it is.
It's awful. But mathematically, it has. That the beauty of it is though that mathematically it has to happen. Like the Jets will make a run before I die is kind of what has to end up happening here.
Be careful.
I've seen them make the AFC Championship.
Mathematically, it has to happen.
Mathematically, dude. We need, dude. I hate to, Namath might have to die. I hate to even put that.
Oh my god!
He made a deal with the look. They say he made a deal with the devil or whatever.
He's got his jersey right behind his head, and he's like,
death,
"This guy
man.
has to."
He might have to go, dude. Like I don't know.
Love him to death.
Ron, are any of your boys like guys that have ever burned a Jets jersey out of anger?
Dude, like definitely yes. Definitely yes. Definitely like also like the duct tape over the nameplate, like
oh, that's worse.
Yeah, all of that.
Oh, like
did I?
Revis?
Yeah,
Revis left? Is that who got him mad?
Yeah, Revis left because he wanted like more money, and then he left to go play with the Bucks, the Patriots, and he came back. I do think a lot of people were mad about Revis. I was a little bit younger then.
The name over what was the Revis Island? That was the big thing. The Jets.
Yeah, Revis Island. I'm trying to think like I like essentially like you'd see like somebody duct tape Darnold's like name and just make it Wilson. Just be like, that's our guy. It's not even worth buying a new one because we'll have another one in 2 years.
Wait, did I keep you from hanging out with your scumbag friends tonight? You mentioned that you had maybe already had plans. Did you bump them for us?
Low key, but not really. Like it's a game no one cares about. Like it was more. It'd be more just to see pals who are like home or whatever. But it was really. It wasn't a big gathering, I guess.
Okay. Well,
it wasn't the core scumbags. It was more guys I haven't seen in a while, and like maybe one or two.
Scumbags adjacent. Yeah.
Oh man.
Is Revis in my top 3 cornerbacks of all time, dude? He's potentially number 1.
Holy shit!
I take a bullet for Revis,
but also,
and everyone's.
But also,
calling
if
him
Namath
that,
wants
man.
to get in front of that gun, that would make things a lot easier.
Yeah, if Namath is definitely above me on that depth chart.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Ron, what are going to be your off-season plans here for content? You going a little hibernation? You going to ratchet up the grind level or what?
Dude, it's going to be some hibernation. I don't know. It's kind of going to be it's going to be kind of my own darkness retreat where I'm going to kind of go away here. I don't know. I don't have any concrete plans. It's almost like blocking off time to then do something with my life. But yeah, just something just in terms of like, I think I could schedule things out a lot better. Like I think this year I kind of held some videos I knew would be bangers and I kind of held them for August. I wish I kind of trickled them in from like July and maybe got the algorithm going. So yeah, just kind of like I'm all over the place. So I need to kind of like do better about scheduling, like, you know, this many videos here and all of that. So kind of taking a step away, a little bit of like time off. And then after that, going to be going into like maybe doing some spreadsheet stuff, tweaking some models, and then kind of planning out the future, I guess. But it's kind of the down period.
I like it. Spreadsheet stuff.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like we got a bad.
As well.
What was you
gotta
said?
get
You
the
said
balance, right?
figure out some life stuff in there. Like, are you gonna get your teaching certificate?
No.
What's
No, I meant more so. I meant more so that when Pete asked me what I'm about to do, I don't really know. I just know I have a set time blocked off to then either take some time and then also do some planning and stuff. So in terms of like what I'm working on, I don't really know yet. But once I sit down at my desk and I'm like, all right, let's lock in, I'll figure some boring stuff too, like I don't know, like taxes and all of that, like grown up stuff.
Ron sounds like the corporate thing where they're like, can we schedule a meeting to plan out that next meeting? That's where
Exactly.
Yeah, he's
doing that with
right?
himself.
That's
I
me
need
to
the free
myself
time
after
to plan
New
out
Year.
how I'm going to do my free time.
Yeah, we'll figure out what I'm going to do in the new year, but we'll sit down to then figure out what I'm going to do in the new year, if that makes
Ron,
sense.
I genuinely think that to get yourself in the right mindset here, you should dial into a conference call, even if it's just you on it.
Yeah.
just me and the good old corporate buddies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just get a couple scumbags to dial in.
the corporate scumbags?
Yeah, I'll have a meeting of the minds.
So Elijah Moore took a big hit there. Looks like he's already. I mean, he walked off.
Yeah, going to the medical tent.
Whoa.
Oh, that's got to be a flag.
Holy cow.
Oh,
that's
gonna
Jerome.
score.
you guys need four?
I have Ford on
Wow.
a bulldog.
Wow.
Wow, what a play.
That's great for Semian. A lot of time for him to throw 8 passes and then punt. They got to
35
throw.
on this elite defense that Saleh is the engineer of.
Well, I'm just
My
glad that they
God.
punted it, 4 straight times despite good field position or whatever.
They didn't even throw the flag. Flacco takes a shot to the face, extends the play, hits Jerome Ford. Man, I'm just stoked that this guy that had in the FFPC main, he propelled himself into first last week with a Flacco, Amari, and Njoku double. So he drafted Amari and I assume Njoku, maybe added it, but probably drafted both of them, and probably Deshaun Watson, right? And then added Flacco at some point, started them all together. When Amari was out, he benched Flacco and Amari because he didn't have the double. He's playing only in Njoku. He's playing Kyler Murray
Wow.
as his quarterback this week, and he's probably not very happy right now. Flacco is balling.
296 yards.
That's crazy.
And 3 TDs, right? Is it 3 now?
What's crazy, and not to take
I
anything
wanted
away
to drop
from Flacco,
70. I
but
want
it's so much
70.
yards after catch on
Yeah.
his yards tonight.
Yeah, and Njoku's got a ton of yards after catch. Obviously, Ford just had a ton there.
Ford's good. Something that I will say, like macro view, I know we're goofing around or whatever. I've kind of written off some of these year 2 running backs. Year 2 running backs have been kind of great this year. You have Ford, Kyren Williams, Amir White popped off here. I think they're all year 2 guys where that didn't really do anything in year 1. You know what I mean? That you kind of just out of sight, out of mind. It's okay, if he doesn't pop in year 1, then who really cares? Where a lot of these wide receivers, your Sky Moores of the world, where they don't pop in year 1, it's we can kind of be certain that they suck. It feels a little bit different for running backs, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think with a guy like Jerome Ford too, the talk all offseason was I remember in Matthew Berry does a combine rumors article, and that was one of the big ones out of that is that the Browns really like Jerome Ford. They're not going to be bringing in anybody else really, which they didn't. Obviously, the Chubb injury is what unlocked his fantasy value, but having that clear number 2 is really valuable.
I love that article too. I think that he was saying that they were going to pass the ball a bunch more. I'm not really. I imagine that their pass rate has to be more than it was last year, but
Definitely over the last few weeks, it's spiked a lot.
I just completely whiffed on Kyren too. I know. I feel like Gretch was maybe talking about it earlier, but Kyren was never even on my radar as a guy I was targeting.
He was on my radar in the sense that I was telling everyone not to fucking draft this guy. I was telling Pat there was no way he could be successful. He does not have the athleticism to be NFL successful. That was probably my biggest miss of the year. That was bad. Little Breece check down.
Yep.
But I say that year 2 thing to say that I think next year's Kyren Williams is going to be Zach Evans naturally.
I like
Or Chase Brown. I mean, Chase
Brown's very nice.
Yeah, he looks good.
Isn't Chase Brown infinitely more athletic than Kyren Williams?
Yeah, when that's sort of. But it's funny because he like has some production red flags. He's not.
But
wasn't like a super awesome guy. So and Kyren was pretty productive, but just had zero athleticism. So you're.
But I'll tell you right now, the underdog draft market will be very willing to give a guy like Chase Brown the Rashad Penny treatment of like if things break right, he'll crush. Whereas like you need a real dusty guy to not ever get drafted like Kyren for a while there.
That's true.
Yeah, in an alternate universe, Kyren Williams is literally Kenneth Gainwell, and you can't like really convince me otherwise.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but I think Kenneth Gainwell is okay. You know,
yeah,
Kyren's more talented than Gainwell, I think. Just as
after what we've seen this year, I agree.
Yeah,
he's good. I mean, you have to admit he's good. I do think it's very McVay and scheme and situation dependent, but he's good.
Which I think is a lesson on Rams running backs, which we kind of already knew, but now to a fuller extent.
Yeah. But it's interesting because like Darrell Henderson was never able to succeed really. You know, he got lots of opportunity there.
Spurts.
Yeah,
he had a couple good stretches. I remember he had one game against the Bills where he had like 100+. He had like a really good game against the Bills.
Yeah, but I mean, he could have been he could have like broken fantasy if he was good.
Yeah, it seems like he just wasn't very good at football. Yeah. Some of these guys, like Royce Freeman and all that, like when Kyren was out, they couldn't get there with Darrell and Royce because like that just kind of shows you like they weren't as good as Kyren. Kyren adds something certainly. I mean that's pretty inarguable, but I think he's very fragile, like in Dynasty going into the offseason. Like they have to add depth. And he could be hit pretty hard if they add another talented back.
The thing with Kyren that's tough is like, what does he do that much better than someone else good? Like, is he an incredible receiving back? No. Is he like an amazing like breakaway runner, chunk play runner? Like, I guess that's probably what you'd say is like pretty good chunk play runner, but like that requires a lot of volume. In the same way that I think like Josh Jacobs is sort of fragile because he kind of needs all the work.
Yeah.
Aaron Williams is similar, and he doesn't have the pedigree.
I will say I
blocked.
I totally agree with Josh's point here. When guys are good for McVay, like he does stick with them.
Yeah.
Even when they're not good, when he has guys that he loves, like he loved Van Jefferson for his whole career with the Rams. Like every year we heard about how Van Jefferson's ready to take the next step forward. It never happened. Like he might be really into Kyren again next year,
Yeah.
He definitely can.
Yeah, once you earn his trust, you're good to go.
And like
still calls Higbee screens.
That's right.
They signed him to some extension. A few weeks ago I was talking about tight end going to the Rams, and I couldn't believe it. I like completely blacked out that they signed him again. I remember in the offseason reading some quotes from Kyle Shanahan talking about Brock Purdy. I shared these in some capacity. I forget how, but it was just like so funny that he was like clearly just in love with Brock Purdy. Like the whole thing was like, oh, Brock Purdy, like he fought through this injury. Oh, that's Gibson, not Breece.
Timeout.
About how he like played through this injury and like toughed it out, and he's like, that's when I knew.
All the timeout. What are they doing? I want Robert Saleh to get fired. You're right.
He has to go.
We needed another pass attempt there. There's no reason they let it run all the way down to 3 minutes to use their last timeout. There's no reason they couldn't do that and try a quick out, and then you throw it out of bounds if it's not there. Could have done it a couple times to try to gain a few more yards.
We're trying to cut this to 17 with a field goal. That's our goal right now.
We're going to cut it to 17.
That key number, 17.
Yeah. That's the thing. They should have really called the timeout and taken a shot to the end zone. I wasn't even thinking about the score. But take a shot to the end zone. You're inside the 40. Like he's like, we got in the field goal range. Now we're going to run it down, take the timeout with 3 seconds, kick our field goal. Like what?
I'm glad you all get front row seats to this.
Semian, if they would have done that plan, like we were almost on pace for the Semian pass attempts. He's up to 14 now.
A lot more coming.
It's like a miracle.
A lot more coming. I mean, this is the right script.
They get ball first, and he's got the right script. And he's playing well enough that he's not getting benched. He's actually like showing.
That's Ed Mertelli, man. That's straight up Ed Mertelli. No one gets that reference?
No. Who's Ed Mertelli?
Well, anyway, to finish up my point about Sean McVay, he loves Kyren Williams in the same way that Shanahan loves Brock Purdy. I was reading the quotes about McVay talking about Kyren, and he loves him. He just loves him.
Ron, you want to build some second half ones with us? Give your Jets eye a close look here.
Yeah, I would love to build with my boys.
Let's get some scumbags.
Are we the scumbags?
You guys could be.
All right.
We can work our way up to it.
You guys will get there one day. Just keep grinding.
Keep grinding.
Oh,
okay, Garrett Wilson.
For Semian, they're saying we're going to hit it based on these current odds, 35 and a half.
Dude, I'm hammering
Garrett Wilson is already at 35.
Let's take some Jets under. And we in solidarity with Ron. Let's find some Jets unders.
Yeah, which under do you like here, Ron?
Jason Brownlee, is he running rounds right now?
Brownlee?
Who is this?
Dude, Brownlee's this UDFA that made some really sick catches in camp.
He did catch a TD last week, and they might be in garbage time script. That's what I'm trying to look up from Yankee, but they're going to be in garbage time script, so that feels like a questionable sweat.
Yeah, I wouldn't go lower on Brownlee. Brownlee would be an interesting, maybe higher, but that's a dangerous one. All right,
dude,
so
Njoku, 20 more receiving yards?
Higher, easily higher.
I mean, he's... What do we think?
The Jets suck against the middle of the field.
Higher.
No, I think that's easily high. I mean, Moore's out. Moore's probably not going to play another snap.
And
they might not throw a lot. I was looking at
Trevor Semian.
Flacco's passing yards. He only needs about like 75 more.
Yeah,
but even that feels like a lower. Like I mean,
higher. CJ, CJ mostly 4.5 assists.
Dude, I can't do a Flacco lower right now. This guy would just bury us all.
He's fucking torching now.
He's throwing for 400 today.
He really is.
It looks like
what about
playing a lot, so we don't want to touch that.
Well, maybe it's an over.
Higher. What do we think about higher on the 6.5?
I mean, Brownlee seems kind of like a fun sweat to me.
If he's playing a lot, let's do it.
What's his snaps, guys? Is he on the field?
Pat just said he's playing a lot.
I got to see Junkie, but I imagine he's wide receiver 3.
This sounds brutal.
Yeah, it does.
Xavier
Gibson had a couple passes and designed passes.
Gibson, if we're gonna do that kind of move.
Yeah, I kind of like him too. It's only 10 yards, and he had some designed wide receiver screens there.
I kind of like I like the rush and receiving, just for 1 yard more.
Yeah, because they might
like to give him some end around.
Yeah, for sure. I like that.
Dude, the Semian lines are.
Dude,
brutal.
what about Riley Patterson kicking points? He's currently at 4. It's 7.5. I feel like when they're up by this much, they'll settle for a field goal at some point in the second half. What do you guys think?
I like that
conservative in the red zone. I think you get one field goal, one extra point, you're there.
I like that too. A lot of bend don't
break for my guys.
Should
we lock this in as a 3 burger, and then we could build a 5 off of this?
Mm-hmm.
I'm good with that.
All right, I'll drop this one in the chat here. This is David Njoku, Xavier Gibson, rushing, receiving higher, and Riley Patterson kicking points higher.
They don't even have Breece Hall numbers up. They're afraid. They're afraid to hang Breece Hall lines.
Wow.
Like, they know we'd just be snapping up all the overs with Breece.
And just a fun fact, Njoku's actually a Jersey scumbag himself.
Really?
Yep. He actually went to high school about 30 minutes from me.
That is a fun fact.
Another fun fact, so did Greg Olson. Or they low-key called New Jersey tight end state over here.
There you go.
Then they all go to Miami.
Yep.
They do have Breece stuff is up. You like 21 receiving yards from him in the second half?
Yes.
I think so.
I do.
I think I like that 53.5 receiving yard line.
Oh God, I fucking love that.
Yeah. So let's get one more here. Bring this on home.
I mean, I think maybe
it all comes back to Semian.
G-dub.
I think we got to do Semian yards on if we're doing Gibson and Breece Hall,
or at least completions.
Right.
Can we throw
those are short? Those are both short passes.
I like the completions. Anything other than like a hedge off of the passing attempts for our main one.
Yeah, we gotta throw the Brownlee in there.
You like
on top of Gibson?
Yeah. Oh, that does get a little, but maybe this one we do Brownlee. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe instead of Gibson.
Instead of who?
Instead of, they want to take Gibson out and put Brownlee in.
How about this? How about we 2v2 it? Let's
I like it.
So which do we like this? I like the kind of completions angle there for the short
I like that. I like that.
I'm cool with that.
All right, so let's split it. You want to do one with Gibson and one with Brownlee?
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm down for that.
All right.
For the Brownlee one, do you want to switch Semian to yards? Because I thought that was a good call too.
Sure. I mean, if Brownlee hits, it's probably like.
if Brownlee hits,
it's probably a 50-yarder downfield is what I'm thinking.
That's 6.5 yards right there. So
yeah, I mean he's gonna get there.
You got 8 lines.
6.5 yards.
What is this?
I literally was thinking this.
Oh wow,
guys. I'm
it's
not
not
lying.
it was 6.5.
Sharp money came in. The sharp
right.
money came in.
I was
Right,
literally
there it is.
Wow.
Gibson is like short passes, so you're getting the completions, but Brownlee's gonna be catching something downfield. I have no reason to believe that whatsoever. Yeah,
Not
Gibson
mixing in
had
hockey.
Love it. Look at these overs we took around. I thought you were going to talk us on a bunch of unders.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't even got Pick'ems in Jersey.
I don't even know what I'm doing.
Wow, we're crushing all overs.
Dude.
That's how we roll.
No Pick'ems in Jersey. Damn,
Yeah,
Ron, you
I
guys really are scumbags over there.
No, it sucks. Got good beaches sometimes though. I got Pesky in chat. He's from he frequents my channel a lot. He said there's no way that Ron bringing up NJ and Joku hit the over 30-minute mark. I do bring that up a lot. He also has a brother, Evidence, and Charles, in case anyone was wondering.
Really? Dude, Njoku, he's so funny, man. Did you see the comment
He's the
on
best.
like the Browns did? It was like some kind of like graphic design.
Oh yeah,
photo
he was in
on
front of the
Christmas,
fireplace.
and he was in front of the fire, and he commented on the Instagram. He's like, "Why'd you have to
Yeah.
put me that close to the fire?"
I love him.
Ugh.
I'd die for that guy.
There's two guys you'd die for.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
This is the first time I've ever
Namath would
seen
take my
someone
spot
so
both times.
enthused to tail us. Normally, it's just outright disdain for the things we put in our pick'em entries. I did have someone reply to us on Twitter when I posted it, and they hated the Jerome Ford hire that hit in 1.5 quarters. So I think those are always our best indicators that we're on the right track when people viscerally hate one of the numbers in the entry.
Yeah, I agree. People hated the Ford one. Like it was.
Oh, yeah.
Only, it's like
The Jets have actually been bad against the run this year.
Yeah.
and people run on them a ton.
What's all this El Nino stuff, fellas? What the hell is the El Nino? Like,
That's Davis Maddox.
like, what do you mean the El Nino? Like, what is that? Like, what are we doing?
So
When week 17 went too far.
the actual bit is people were worried about this game in the summer because of outdoor weather in January here. But then there was all the people who busted out their Farmer's Almanac and said, actually, it's an El Nino year and the weather patterns should be more mild than expected. And Davis dug his heels in and said, I'm never drafting a Brett or a Jet or a Brown. Little did Davis know that probably wouldn't have mattered because he only had one team in the Palm 49 return of the Pom Pom.
Do you think it is pumped? So
Insane.
the funny thing is Davis, he made a final, but he's too embarrassed to say. These are his words. Too embarrassed to say unless he wins, which it is. I tweeted out 4 teams that I made the final in. I didn't tweet out my Pomeranian 2 team that made the final.
Well,
so
Pat, there's a difference in you tweeting out your Pomeranian team. There's a difference in Davis tweeting out. Davis needs this Palm championship right now.
I really hope it's the Palm 2 specifically so that I'm in it with him.
Dude, I think it might even be something worse. Like it might be like the Undercat or something.
Oh, no.
Rookies and sophomores would be really funny. I don't know if Davis was in there.
What was it? Wasn't there like a flex was a $2 one? Was that what was the
Yeah.
lowest one they had? Was that
There was
it?
like a, what was it? Was there the doodle, the golden doodle? Was that one of them?
Oh, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Those fill real quick.
Dude, I think having any team alive in week 17 is a great feat, man. I can't even say it.
No, I do too. I do too. I just
Did
hope
you max
I'm
the
in
big
the same
board,
pot
Ron?
as him so that I can defeat
I
him.
did max the big board. I had a couple big
Yeah.
board sweats and nothing freaking went through. So
Dude, It's
Yeah,
really
sunshines and
goddamn hard.
rainbows. It's just like I think Liam said in one of his streams, he was saying like you'd expect to make like a BBM final once every 10 years.
Well, if you're Liam, you just win
and then-
everything, and it doesn't really matter.
and then he's
based
been in
on
there
based
for the
on
last
this
3.
current advanced structure. Yeah, I think it was a little bit better, a little bit easier to get in last year because what was it in week 15? It was like 1 out of 12 maybe.
Yeah.
And then they jumped it to 1 out of 16.
One day. For now, all I have is I have a ring from like a playoff contest that I won.
What was it? What was that one?
Bet you don't have that, Kyren.
I
Look at
don't.
this.
I don't have anything.
yeah.
Look at that.
My cactus.
money can't buy you one of these.
Greg, you didn't get it even like you didn't get anything, no trophy,
No.
nothing.
Well, I think Liam like. I don't think they just give you the ring. I think you have to. I think you have to say, "I would like a ring, please."
Pat has too
It'd be
much
really funny if
pride.
it was more like the Stanley Cup trophy and like Liam just never gave it up.
Maybe Liam's supposed to give me that ring.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
man.
It's like Lord of the Rings was just rotting Liam from the inside. Away.
Tweet about Dalton Kincaid. It's like whispering into his ear.
Dude, the team that I was talking about earlier that had Ayuk that was a touchdown away from making it was a Josh Allen team with Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, which I had argued all summer was not a good way to go and didn't get in because it scored no points at tight ends.
Well, I told you, I was like, you should literally shop that lineup to Liam. Like, I think you showed it to us like on Sunday or something.
Yeah,
I was like,
Sunday
I bet
morning,
Liam
yeah.
would pay like $2K for it, just sight unseen. Tell him about the Bills double stack, and he would just write you a check.
Oh man.
God damn it, Sanderson. It's so easy to smoke these Canadian guys out with their fucking butter tarts and shit.
I gotta have him on and we'll talk some Devils hockey.
Jacob was seriously on Twitter making butter tart references like the entire world would know what he was talking about.
I was gonna comment
Google
saying,
it.
"What the fuck is a butter tart?"
No one knows what a butter tart is, and he's like, "Oh, this one's gonna land."
If I saw a
really good
butter
with all my
tart,
American-"
I wouldn't even want it. I'd slap it out of your hand, Jacob. I don't want any of that Canadian bullshit. dude.
Imagine Jacob bringing a platter of butter tarts to the Jets tailgate. All the scumbags. Butter tart, anyone?
God bless him. That would be. It's strictly Twinkie in those parts.
Real culture clash there.
Yeah.
You have some class.
Uh,
Bring that to the Bills tailgate.
Yo, congrats to Henry Muto. Said he got
yeah.
a BBM team through only had 42 bullets. That's nice.
Yeah, by the way, if you guys are in the Deposit Kingdom Discord and you missed it, there's a thread that I posted in general. If you have a team in BBM4, go post it in there. And then Easy has a sheet. We were kind of rounding up all of the collective sweats from the Deposit Kingdom. I think there's already like 16, 17 BBM lineups in there.
Excuse me.
Look at all these butter tart stands coming out of the woodwork.
Jesus.
Ban them all.
Should I put them in timeouts? Butter tart gets you in a 5-minute StreamYard timeout.
That's where I get kicked out, fellas.
No, dude. I mean, you can vibe as long as you want.
Dude, yeah. No. I want to talk more shit about the scumbags in Jersey. Like that's what I mean. That's what I'm here
I
for.
lived in Jersey for like 9 months. I lived in Montclair, New Jersey. Oh, and then I lived in Jersey City for like another 9 months.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like Montclair.
Let's go throw the
My mom
football.
went to
Montclair's
school
actually
there.
pretty nice.
This is a definite run. Play action.
You got to establish it. I mean, once you cut that lead to 17,
Yeah.
Right.
it's time to get back to playing your brand of football.
Come out of half too.
Mm-hmm.
1954 NFL championship. I hate when they do that. Yeah, the Browns haven't beat up on somebody this bad since they had Jim Brown.
Man, Who would have known that tonight's Shipcast would devolve into a Canadian and Jersey culture clash?
I love it. I love it. Monster represent.
Oh yeah, Breece. Oh,
my
yeah, Breece.
Breece.
Yes. Run it.
Oh, come on. I thought he had the corner there.
Yeah.
Can
He's
those
so
please be
special,
check
huh?
downs to Breece?
He's so special.
Hey Pat, imagine guys like me and you were drafting Dalvin Cook at any point and stretch during this last summer. Could you imagine doing that?
Did we take him on a team?
Yeah, I don't know.
know.
But dude, the Twitter outrage of like you can't draft Breece, Dalvin's there, he's off the torn ACL, there's no ceiling.
Dude, tell me about it.
Idiots,
I was
dude.
drafting Breece through it, but it got heated at the end there, man.
Oh yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Oh yeah. And meanwhile, Dalvin Cook is maybe the worst spent $8 million in New York history.
It was just to make Aaron happy, I think.
Dude, this whole narrative about like making Aaron happy, he better be going out and
better be
getting
happy.
fucking smoothies with Dalvin Cook. Like, or, they better have a weekly bridge game. They better be playing charades.
Look at that
with,
run.
Hackett on.
Yep.
He's got an unblocked defender in his face. He just stops and reverses field completely, and that guy's just like, I mean, I don't like. It doesn't look like that flashy. It doesn't look like Barry Sanders ish, but like, I think there's a lot of running backs that can do that when there's an unblocked DN in their face and just like freeze them.
Yep.
With his ability
And
to
watch this happen to Conda Carey. Just runs into his own fullback. Look, man, not everyone can do that behind this Jets offensive line, man. Like it's bad. I love Breece, dude.
He's
He's really fun, man. He's so fun.
I don't know why this makes me laugh. Pat,
Dude, I did.
like 3
I
hours
did.
after the Dalvin signing.
And Silva came on and was like, "You guys can't be drafting him." And Jacob Sanderson.
Oh,
came
I
on.
remember that.
Yeah, it was
There's
awesome.
like 10 of you guys.
Yeah.
We stayed on for so long. That was such a fun stream. I was just like, I'm gonna be drafting Breece. The team that I got in was I actually don't know the date, but it must have been very late because Cup went in the late second round.
This was immediately after my draft with Silva, where I made him take Breece, and he was talking shit, and then you texted me, and I was like about to leave with my family or something, but I jumped on and was like, "Here's the actual story. It wasn't that big of a deal." Like I was only on for like
That's
5
right.
minutes.
You came on for like 5 seconds. Yeah, it was so fun. Oh man.
Silva was like telling the story like it was the worst thing in the world. I went back and watched it, and I was like, I gotta go on and clear up the air, man. This is terrible.
Oh, it's so funny.
And Liam was like, that was my first time meeting Silva.
That was Liam's time or yours?
No, that was Liam. I'm pretty
God,
sure. Like
Breece.
it's like someone just like sent him a link to the stream.
Catches the pitch and breaks a tackle simultaneously. You know how many running backs just drop the ball there?
Yeah.
And this is the league's best defense.
This is such a sick play. Oh, and I'm shaking you while I catch the ball. Like, what? That was awesome.
So good.
I love the Breece stuff, guys, but if these could be some check downs, rush attempts, we got a long way to go up Trevor Semian Mountain, boys.
5 rushes, 0
Yeah, we do.
passes. this drive. And they're driving. That's the funniest part.
Here we go. There we go.
There we
That's
go.
it.
Breece,
That's fine.
baby.
Yeah,
Breece.
do as much Breece
That'll
as you
work.
want.
Come on.
Yeah.
Just give Breece the ball every time.
I love the have you guys ever seen the QB school guy, Jake
Yeah.
Sullivan?
Yeah.
I watched like he's broke down like Zach Wilson versus the Chiefs, and I think that he put it so well that like if Hackett was competent, the entire offense would be just structured around either giving Breece the ball or giving Garrett Wilson the ball. Just like fake to Breece, give to Garrett Wilson. Give to Breece, fake to Breece, give to Garrett. Like that should be what the entire thing's built out of.
I mean, Josh McDaniels was able to do that last year with Devontae Adams and Josh Jacobs. And then, I mean, the guys, he literally just got fired, and the team looks way better without him. So it's not like he's amazing. Like,
There we
this
go.
isn't that hard.
Who is that, Ron?
That's Brownlee.
Brownlee.
There he is.
Oh,
Brownlee!
No. Look at Flacco. Flacco
thank
knows
you to
the
you
comeback
guys.
is
Thank you to Yankee. Thank you to anyone who did research to figure out if he was on the field or not before we put him in our pick of entry.
I had no idea what number.
I told you. Look, if Brownlee hits, he's hitting downfield. The Semian yard.
That's a thing.
The Semian.
It didn't happen.
Look at that.
Right,
The
come on, Breece.
easiest.
I love it.
Get Breece in here.
I love it.
Oh,
What's going on with
All right.
that?
stutter step. No, don't be hurt. Did he
What's up,
hurt
Steph?
himself?
Welcome to the party.
Nice.
Hey guys, what's up?
What's up, Steph?
You know, just celebrating the easiest pick 'em ever. Jason Brownlee hire. I mean, imagine.
I didn't get it because I can't do them from the chat. It always like hourglasses and never
Really?
works. Yeah,
Wow. I need to.
but I got the
Does
first
everyone else
one.
have that problem? Because I can post them in the Discord too, if that's an issue.
Yeah, the Discord I can do it fine, but I don't know why for some reason.
Okay.
I usually do them with you, but you guys were too quick on that one.
All right, some more attempts.
Well, we just knew the Brownlee stuff was going to move if we didn't hop on it. So
I think it did move up again.
I saw stuff was moving.
Yankee was just hammering it.
Yankee hammered it, dude. I mean, good for Yankee. He knew. He fucking knew.
No, my only finals team is like really hot at the moment, so I'm pretty happy.
Do you have Ford on
Hell
it?
yeah.
I do. I got Ford and
Nice.
Hall and Conklin.
Yes.
Wow. There you go.
I'm in second at the moment. I said stop and don't do anything else.
Yeah. What tournament is that?
It's the Chihuahua.
Nice.
Still 25K up top. So
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
Garrett.
How many people are in
Catch
that
that.
finals?
it is 275, I think.
That's not bad.
Something like that. Let me see. I think I
God,
wrote
They're
it
kicking
down.
the field
They're
goal.
kicking. Come on.
235.
Yeah, you can live with that.
Of course they're kicking, dude.
Ron's like,
Fucking
that was
ridiculous.
the sickest laugh.
That was like some fucking like Joker shit.
Yeah, no, it's definitely a kick. You got.
Dude,
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Fire Saleh.
get him
Oh,
out of
man.
here.
How did Garrett not catch that pass?
Because we have him on two teams.
I
that
know.
We started.
We needed that.
Yeah, we really needed that. I mean, Breece is doing
It's a
great.
flag.
Yeah. But we have Breece and Garrett going on two teams together. And then Breece on some extra ones.
I can't stand him on the side.
And I have Njoku on my main event. So like I said, I'm thrilled right now with this game so far.
Great start.
The chat is struggling. Samuel's gonna light himself on fire. We got some self-immolation. What's it called?
Yeah, that's it. Let's not do it.
Fire
Flacco can't even
jokes
believe
when
it.
Njoku's in the game.
Yeah, the joke is in this game, guys.
I mean, what are we doing here?
Oh,
Ron,
well, at least they're going for.
Oh, he missed it.
Field
He got
goal.
blocked. He got blocked.
Oh,
I
shit.
mean,
Look at Ron. Can we-
just enjoy the show, fellas. Like, this is just. Like, I don't even want to win. It's just like, my God, man. We're in the National Football League, dude.
Holy shit.
Oh God.
That's so funny.
I can't believe they kicked
Oh,
the field
Lord.
goal. Oh,
I mean, they were punting before, so at least they're taking a little step forward, right?
They get a penalty, but they choose to kick, and then they get a flag, and then they kick, and it doesn't go in. Like, it's just like.
take
It's a
the
meme.
points. The chat, take the points. You guys got
It's
the
bad.
points locked up. Good work. Oh man.
Unreal.
What is this one? It's like every week. I don't watch the Jets a lot. They're too depressing.
No, this is literally like, and it's fine now because we're out of playoff contention. But like, dude, the game, like I wanted to kill somebody. The Vegas game on primetime was just awful. The primetime game versus the Chargers was awful. The Falcons the other week where we lost like 13-8 because we had Tim Boyle at quarterback. Like it's just awful. The whole thing sucks.
Was last week awful?
It's always awful. Even the wins are. The win last week was awful. Because then
Oh.
I want Joe Alt, offensive lineman out of Notre Dame, like 6'8", has a basketball background or something. and we just win a game for no reason, dude. Like it's just like
Worst draft pick. You gotta love it.
You're already studying basketball tape of NFL prospects, Ron?
Dude, the only reason I'm a draft nerd, and the only reason is because I'm a Jets fan. Like it's just like this is all I got. The draft, free agency, offseason, that is my season. That's all I got. The hope, the dream, the draft, Zach Wilson might be the guy.
What's worse, them winning meaningless games so they can't be in position to draft the guy you want, or them losing, getting in position, having the guy on the board, and then selecting someone else?
The latter. Just because at that point I can just be like, you know what? If I was GM, all the bad things wouldn't happen. That's what it is. That's really what it is. It's like if I was up there with my draft board, I'd get this sorry franchise turned around.
I feel like every year the draft was in New York, you always had Jets fans pissed off. That was a staple.
Yeah.
Like they moved the draft around now, but that was my annual staple watching the draft growing up. Yep. It was like pissed off Jets fans about the pick.
Famous one, I think, is the Sap one. We took like a tight end, right? Like I wasn't even alive, but the Jets took like a tight end, like top 3 or something. I think over Sap. I mean, it's just,
they interview him, and they're like, "We want this guy," and then they draft somebody else, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
And everyone's just pissed. Like it's just awful. Dude. Like Gary V in the crowd.
That's the worst thing of all.
Yeah, that's the worst.
So I have a question. Did you actually like Zach Wilson when you drafted him? Did you think that he was? So you knew he was bad.
Fields. But like as a fan, I was just like I was rooting him on early on. I was just like maybe he'll be good. I wanted Fields, and dude, everyone out there's gonna say, "Oh, Justin Fields sucks. Like he's not good." Like it would have been the same thing. It wouldn't have. Justin Fields is at least.
No, they're not the same thing.
They're not in the same tier of bad. Fields would at least be exciting, and I will die on the hill that Mike LaFleur was fired unjustly last year, and him with Justin Fields and his little run scheme that he brought over from the 49ers would have been sweet. So everybody just jot that down.
I agree.
Kyle Brady, a tight end out of Penn State, 9th overall, 3 picks before Hall of Famer Warren Sapp in 1995.
Yep.
Do you that process was so strange to me because it seemed like Wilson wasn't thought of as, kind of the clear-cut number 2 in the class, but then very quickly the Jets were like, oh, shit.
Did he just take that away?
I'm pretty sure he just ripped that straight out.
Wow.
Whitehead?
There we go. And we'll just get another 3, and we'll make it a 14-point game.
Yeah, these short fields are not good for our
We kill you with field goals, man. Greg DeLay might be our best player.
Oh, he was down.
I don't know. I don't know. The ball might have started moving, though. We need the other angle.
Do you guys want to hear a devastating stat I just saw on Twitter?
That's so close.
38-year-old Joe Flacco has 13 passing touchdowns this December. Kenny Pickett has 13 touchdowns in his career.
Dude.
Nah.
If only someone had tried to steal you.
I have Kenny Pickett on both of my big board finals teams.
Are you serious?
I'm gonna get him a ship. Yeah.
That's
Luckily, I have
dude.
2 live
Get him a
quarterbacks on. I have a Goff and Fields with him on one, and Love and Dak with him on the other. So I don't need him, but I got to get Kenny Pickett a ship.
3 QBs has to be the thing next year, right?
I think it has to be. Yeah, I've been thinking about this too.
The big board was 20 rounds, so it was also
easier.
You had an couple to play with, but
it's tough because it's much easier to envision yourself taking it down with 3 stacks, but at the same time, there's been so many late round hits, and then some of them Tank Dell get hurt, but Puka and Kyren, right? Jerome Ford, these guys, if you have them in your lineup, they're massive for you potentially, and have already been massive in getting here. So the opportunity cost is high, or higher than it might seem. But at the same time, if you tacked on a Purdy stack, you also feel pretty psyched about that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I kind of see both.
Do you think that 3 is going to be optimal though, or do you just think that more people are going to do it? Because I still feel like 2 is ideally what you want in the end if you can get them healthy in there. I think you get that extra skill player that fills that extra position. I mean, that just gives you so many more options still in a tournament.
It does. But you have
optionality on if stack hits. like my team, right, has the Geno double. That's fun, but it would also be more fun if I had like another double that was,
Right.
also low owned, right? So you have multiple paths to that.
But you don't need the quarterback.
You don't need a quarterback to stack.
You don't necessarily. But
I mean, somebody wrote an article about that. I remember.
That's true.
Leone wrote in the manifesto about how the 3 quarterback can work if you have them all stacked up, right? And I think all these QB injuries and the longer season and where we're at with the quarterback life cycle, we have a lot of young QBs. I think that plays into why we had some benchings, like the Desmond Ridder thing. Like he weirdly got benched early, then brought back, and like there's some teams that are doing like some things like that. With Sam Howell winds up benched here, right? Like some people were suggesting that was possible. I don't know any of them. But like,
you're not gonna. I took an L on Legendary Sickos on Howell before he got benched, so I should at least get a little.
At least get some credit. I was giving you credit. Come on,
that was funny.
I think where people will mess up the 3 quarterback thing is still not thinking through it through the lens of draft capital allocated to it. And 3 quarterback was dominant this year because you were doing it late. And if you sprayed and prayed and you ended up with, Brock Purdy and who else am I forgetting back there? Jordan Love would be another guy right now. Like that really worked. But my guess is people overreact to the 3 quarterback thing. They grab their one early, they grab one in the middle,
they still grab 3
at the end.
Yeah.
And now
they spend way too much.
That's not what you want to do. Yeah.
If you do Jalen Hurts,
game stacked.
Yeah.
They had like
you do Jalen Hurts. I want to do 2 QB. But one of the things I noticed in some of my pods, and I mean, this is like my first year doing a lot of best ball, but I think at least 5 RBs in most. I didn't do a lot of hyperfragile 4 RBs, but I noticed dude, in one of my pods, one of the teams that was like almost won it was a 4 QB 3 running back build. And I was like, oh wow. Like
I got
AMC Rashad
I got
White
to the semifinals. I got one of the only 3 running back builds I did. It was CMC, JT, and Pollard, I think.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, that'll work.
Which I don't know how.
And what team is that? I forget now. One of my finals teams is a JT team. I snuck them through with CMC and Breece.
But I think I like the idea of like more 4 RB builds. Even
David Bell
5
did something.
Yeah, he got it fast. So like 3 QB, 4 running back, or similar. I guess I don't know. That's where I would pull from the quarterback. Is what I'm saying. Is I would go
running back.
Fewer running backs personally. Yeah,
makes sense. You're kind of already saying like It's one of the things I think is interesting about best ball. Like I wrote about this before last season of like, oh, if you're doing 3 quarterback, it fits better with running back starts because you need to attack that 0 running back group a little bit less. And so hyperfragile would be the natural fit, I think, if you were going to go like more aggressive with the quarterback stuff. You need less running back capital, so you have extra bullets. And
you got to stack all 3 up, so you can do all that.
You need the roster spots for stacks too.
Right.
Good point.
This might be a dumb thing to say, but I find it hard with best ball to like really learn lessons from my teams because once I draft them and they're in like the stratosphere, like I never see them again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't really like. I find it tougher to like learn from my mistakes in best ball, if you know what I mean. Like all my worst teams, I wasn't looking at them. Like those were just numbers in my results come in. Those teams didn't cash, whatever. But I'm not diving into like the 125 BBM teams that didn't make it.
And you need to dive into all of them to build a sample large enough. Like one team's not going to teach you a lesson, right?
Yeah. Like I think it can teach you a lesson, but you're kind of more like learning like a macro structural thing.
Sure.
I think another huge distinction that, like, going back to your question, Steph, I'm like, if it will be optimal, will be how the pods are structured and the size of them. Like, I was a big believer in the 3 quarterbacks because of the 1 of 16 of like having that second stack to be able to help you finish at the top of that was like very attractive. In knowing that you could theoretically have a different stack hit in each of those 3 playoff uncorrelated tournaments. But, say if you were in different tournaments where that wasn't as big, like I do think that sliding scale can push you in one direction or another.
I think we're going to see more different structures next year. I don't know.
Yep,
for sure.
I love Marshall. You're back in the final, but you're still doing the thing you're doing this summer where your strategy is from last year's championship team. Marshall goes, yeah, Kyren. We all know your BBM 3 winning RBRB 3 QB thesis. I love it. That's good. We all let that slide. You just broke down your team from last year.
From last year, sorry. Well, listen, I mean, it's a thing we can build on as we're going. If you're Ben's talking going 4 quarterback hyper fragile, I'm like, oh yeah, that's how we evolve. We take it one step forward.
I love it.
There's going to be a BBM 5, guys. Don't forget there's going to be a BBM 5.
There is.
As long as you're careful about your running back, I still think that's where your draft capital you really want to be the most careful about spending too much on.
Man, how are they running so much? Just throw to Breece. Good God.
Dude, Breece is getting he's moving chains.
Yes.
He is the team.
But we want pass attempts and completions. Simian's got a couple of short completions here on this drive.
We need some Wilson too.
They're down 3 scores, and this drive has taken like a lot of time.
Forever.
Dude, they want to get up at
But if you get enough rush attempts, you will win.
It is. Look,
Yeah,
did you see the total
118
yards for Breece?
Yeah,
and the rest
that's
of the
hilarious.
offense? Jeez.
I love this.
Will you check our original sweat? Is where are we at with Garrett on the 5 leg? And I know Semian. We need 31 attempts, so we're kind of.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. Yeah, he's at
The other-
21.
Right?
Yeah, he's moving. The other. We still need the other Njoku catch as well. Okay.
Yeah. And then we need Garrett Wilson 15 more yards.
Okay.
Garrett hasn't done anything in a while. We need Garrett to get going.
For sure.
Either that or
this is
scores
just-
aren't
This
updating.
is just brutal bleeding of the clock right now. No sense of urgency.
There's no passion in this football club.
They're trying to lose slowly.
I guess they don't.
right.
I guess
That's
they
right.
want their draft picks.
I think they just want to hop on this plane and get up out of here.
Saul is trying not to give up 50 in this game. He's like, look, if I take a really long time to score, then I'll lose by 10, 34-24.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
He's actually the worst. I want him gone. I can't send him on the sideline too. Like just this blank stare. Like he just gives me nothing, man. I don't think that he's even that good of a motivator. Like I think Dan Campbell and stuff, they have substance. Like when you
Oh
watch
my gosh.
him talking, Kyren, I know you were saying you watched Hard Knocks, but it's like I didn't find you got the Hawks and the Eagles circling around or whatever. It's like shut up, man. Like
There we go. Come on.
There we go.
A little more Brownlee.
Dude, the offense is built out of Brownlee now.
yeah.
Like
Hey, that's
when they did
frustrating.
in-season Hard Knocks for the Colts a couple years ago, Frank Reich had this whole metaphor of we're climbing up the mountain and this is where we are at the base camp, blah blah blah. I was like, this is just fucking tired, man. What are we talking about? But I was like, but I think he's a good coach, so maybe this works.
Yeah.
And then he's everything has been horribly downhill since then. So,
But at least he's an offensive play caller. Solid. That's supposed to be what he does.
Oh
is
my
galvanize the locker room.
Oh, come on.
The only good thing, guys, it's a pass attempt that stops the clock.
No, I heard part of Dan Campbell's speech about, the Detroit's last win. And I mean, I was ready to go run through a wall. He gets you going, breaking kneecaps,
I
let's
get
do
fired
it.
up, Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell, because I wrote the Lions team preview that year, and I was I thought Dan Campbell was a joke. He had the whole bite and kneecap thing, but you had to dig into him a little bit more. And I was like, so he talked a lot entering the job about how important it was to listen to your players and give them input.
Yeah, Campbell definitely. He's the guy if you're gonna have one
They're
of these
punting.
non-offensive
How do you?
You got to be
They're
fucking
punting
kidding
in
me.
plus territory.
Oh
In
my
plus
God.
territory.
What is this going to be? A
to the
25-yard
Peter
punt?
Cowboy.
You
Dude,
gotta
it's,
be,
it's 4th and 10.
what in the fuck? This is
You
illegal.
This is bad.
They're stealing my money.
They're down 17. This game's not over. kick a long field goal even. Like, honestly, they could kick a 50-yard. Like, it would be more like a 60-yarder here, but
he's never seen a strong go for it in his
life.
I mean, the Cowboys kicked 3 60-yarders. What? Oh my God!
What is happening now? The game stopped. Go for. Is Stefanski calling a timeout?
I truly got nothing. Like it just makes me feel bad. Like you guys want the Jets offense to go out there and still do their thing. And
I think the refs are like, yo,
we don't even need confidence. We just need attempts.
Yeah.
What are they checking? Whether that was a sack, because I want the sack. He was down short of the line of scrimmage. I want the sack for that.
I think it's a play clock thing.
The Browns had to call a timeout to get their special teams out there on the field because they just assumed they would be going for it.
I mean,
Stefanski's like, hurry the fuck up. We don't want him to rethink this.
Oh, they're not rethinking it. Saleh's going to the grave with this punt.
Oh, Jesus.
How?
I don't think I bought enough wine for this. And I've already almost drank a bottle, so.
That's how you got to kick off week 17.
I get some of my Jersey scumbags to just welcome him in from the airport, Saleh. People, I'm telling you guys, the Jersey scumbags, it's getting, like, I've been loud tonight about Saleh out of here. It is loud. It is loud in Jersey for Saleh to get the hell out.
I am now leading this charge after tonight.
But the problem is, like, I honestly think you guys have to keep Saleh because unless you're moving on from Aaron Rodgers, Nathaniel Hackett will still be your OC. So what is that? Who's a head coach that's going to come in and let Nathaniel Hackett be his OC? Like, it's no one good. Yeah. You have to keep Saleh. Like, he's better than what you're going to get in 2024. If it doesn't work out in 2024 or it works out okay, but you don't win the Super Bowl, you can clean house then and you'll get a much better head coach.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The issue really is the Hackett aspect of it would have to be like Rodgers would have to be okay with Hackett going, and it seems like that's just not what it is, which sucks.
Yeah.
The whole thing sucks, man. It's so bad.
You having fun tonight, Ron?
No.
Nice being on the show.
The great part is that in like 7 months when we trade for Devontae Adams and we draft Joe Alt, and you're like, Ron, how do you feel about the Jets season? I'm like, I'm fired up. And then something else freaking goes wrong.
Is this the basketball player guy?
Yeah, Joe Alt.
Yeah.
Out of Notre Dame. I would love to have him on my team.
Man,
when are they going to fix the field?
Over.
That's what they need to do. They really need to fix that field.
Yeah, that's something I've been outspoken about. Greedy ass. We got two owners. We should have so much money. And they just are like, nah, we'll just go turf. But when the World Cup comes down here, people are fired up about that. When the World Cup comes to MetLife, that's when they're going to switch to grass. I think that's going to be for good, but I could be wrong. That might be a temporary thing.
When's the World Cup?
26.
Okay.
I could be off. I don't know.
You know it's bad when Reeves is tweeting about it. Robert Saleh has been completely unserious for some time, but what is that punt? This season has broken this man. That wasn't all time.
The season has broken me.
That was really, really bad.
The longest playoff drought across all sports. It's just like the Pistons. The Pistons have been to the playoffs before us.
It's so brutal.
And they are like the worst right now. Like the worst team to ever live. It's like it's so bad.
Think about everyone who's caught strays tonight. The city of Newark, the Pistons.
Butter
Newark is bad.
Butter tarts.
The only protagonists in this are the scumbags from Jersey. Those are the only ones that
out just fine.
I'm starting to think these Jet scumbags are gonna, organize their own march on the Capitol, but it's gonna be the march on the Capitol.
Yeah. I was going to say something about it earlier, but I remember I can't. One of my defining moments as a Jets fan is being in the stadium as a young boy, and there were like the entire stadium chanting for Greg McElroy. Greg McElroy, the dude from Alabama, he sucks. He ended up he's like a co-host guy now, but
he sucks on TV as well. Yeah,
was in unison of. I don't even know who was out there. It was like somewhere between the Geno Smith, Mark Sanchez era, like the entire stadium. Like we had him, we had Bryce Petty. Like it's just been such a shit show, man. For the
Njoku, come on, buddy.
How many People are covering the Joku.
Well, not if-
Like, I mean,
You
it seems
guys
like
are
the entire defense
way
is over
behind.
there.
Are you way behind?
Oh no, I saw Njoku already.
Well, you might be
Outside
behind.
of Tillman.
Me? I just saw the play after Njoku.
People ask me about
I'm
Curtis.
seeing
Curtis Martin
Tillman-
could look you behind my.
Oh, I thought that were. I
Right
thought
now.
they were both in joke.
No, I was saying
But I always tend to push something on my phone and end up behind somehow once I'm on the
We
stream.
need to get
we need to stop here.
2 incompletions. We need to stop here and get a punt. Come on.
No, I'm live for once.
well, let's get the Njoku.
Oh, we over.
Oh!
There's a flag there.
What's the flag?
That's gonna be
Holding.
probably.
He went like this in the secondary.
Shit. That's bad.
We need these Semian attempts, man.
That's bad.
How far are we away from the city?
8,
I'm scared.
9. You need a couple more drives passing. Oh,
Thoughts on
what?
Wayne for bet.
How's that a hold? That's a push off. Wayne Corbett was before Ron's time. Come on, man. Wayne Corbett was this white receiver that didn't wear gloves, and people loved it. I mean, it was
I'm
like the
familiar with his
scrappiest
game.
gym rat thing you've ever seen.
Happiest.
He was like
Yeah,
Adam
build up the
Stewart.
calluses.
He did these like super high dives for passes. He'd be like halfway like in the air and catch passes. I mean, it's in terms of like the scrappies, and gym rat and all that stuff that the white receivers always get. Like he kind of embodied it. Like
He
he's
paved
part
the
of
way.
the reason it exists. He paved the way.
How is Testaverde? I never got to see Testaverde. I know that he also tore his Achilles like in the first game. Way back
Testaverde
then.
was like Joe Flacco, man. He was just
Yeah. He was very
big arm,
frustrated.
like he was stationary, big arm.
Super stationary.
Good
Like
sometimes, like Flacco
Flacco's mobile compared to Testaverde.
for real.
All right, Steph, give us the roundup of the high stakes sweats this week. What are the things we're looking out for here?
What, for this game or for everything?
Just in general, like what kind of positioning do we need? Who are we most invested in?
I mean, we have, let's see, our prime times, excuse me. Well, our 2 primetime teams are like we're back to back. They were both like in the 90s when we started. We got up to today in waiver chasing. We were like 64th last time I looked.
Okay.
Because
Nice.
we both teams have Breece, and then waiver chasing has Breece and Garrett Wilson. We got a lot of 49ers on all of our teams.
Yep.
So that'll be big. We got some Geno. We got some Stafford on most of them. I think of like a lot of the big crossover players. You already talked. The shark jumping team is in first. The gap did close quite a bit, but I mean, based on who's we got going, like you kind of ran that down. I mean, I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
As a 49ers heavy team going against Washington and stuff. And then our waiver chasing team, we have Kelsey, who has not done good, but they're playing the Bengals, who is like one of the best matchups for tight ends. So if there's ever a week, I want to believe that he could bring it home for us and like have one of like his one performance of the year.
Yeah, and they are depleted in their running back room. I saw CH didn't practice today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they and I think was Watson also questionable or something? Somebody else was. I kind of glanced. I was at work most of the day, so I went online, but I know I saw another pass catcher.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna have to throw it to somebody.
Yep.
Little more Gibson. Was that a pass or a run? Oh, we took the
It was a
rushing
run.
and the passing.
Yeah, we took the passing.
Did we just go over on the halftime line?
Let me
We
see.
caught a pass a little bit ago, and then that one. I think we needed about 15
I don't know if
yards.
it's refreshed, but I see 35 right now.
And then our main
Where we were or what we need?
I'm saying he's at 30, or sorry, he's up to 43. Yeah, he just cleared it.
Nice.
I'll pull it up.
What else do we have on there?
So we need the completions for Trevor,
7 more.
which we need, and then we need the Njoku. I mean, with what his ADOT has been tonight, we just need one more
Yeah.
toss to him, and then we need the Riley Patterson field goal TD combo.
The Patterson plan is not working out the way that I envisioned.
I mean,
So you want to hear the mains?
yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
So the heartbreak of the world, our Chasing Go Bills finally is going to have Stroud this week,
Yep.
but now they lost Waddle.
Yep. Who do we got? Who's going to step in for us there? Who are we going to be starting?
Yeah.
It's that bad.
Doesn't
No one
sound-
good, I guess.
I'm going to have to look.
Because we have Keenan Allen on this team. We have Keith Mitchell on this team. It's like Logan Thomas is where we're at.
It's tight end
Chase
premium.
Brown.
I know, but
So
that's
you have
not-
Cooper. You have
we need-
Cooper
we need
Cup
quadruple tight
and
end
Amon
premium.
Ra, and so Jalen Hyatt can catch long passes.
That's true.
Chase Brown. Chase Brown. There you go.
Chase-
Look, because
Chase Brown.
you got Chase mother effing Brown.
You could go Chase over Logan potentially.
I mean, Logan outscored Kelsey last week because we have him as our second receiver on the other team. So you may not want to do, except it's San Francisco, so probably.
You're gonna have to throw a bunch on San Francisco. Logan's probably the right call. Just bet on the receptions.
Yeah, well, we'll have to look a little closer at the numbers on that one. And then you got your ship chasing team, which you got the 49ers and you got, AJ Brown and DD and DK. So that team's still pretty strong. It did fall back a little bit just because, the 49ers didn't do a whole lot last week. So
we
lost some
benched
ground there.
Debo in that game. We played Metcalf.
Which was smart because you played Ayuk, who did way better than Debo.
Yeah, we played that.
You
Fred
actually
and
got
Debo.
that.
I think we're probably back to both 49ers in this matchup, don't you think?
I think so.
Insanely good.
I mean, unless you think
Well,
they quit.
The other
Partway
thing
through
though, is
would
we
be
have
the
to
only
cover
discussion
so
and
much
leverage.
ground.
Yeah. But I mean, a lot of people lost. I mean, there's a lot of
think
players out. So
The Warren lever that you mentioned last week, Pete, I think makes sense this week as well. We could do
A mini.
a couple
Metcalf,
different
Warren.
things. Right.
you may have to because Mostert's questionable again. I'm not sure if it's the same thing.
I
or
like the
something
Warren
new.
call. I think Warren. I mean, Najee missed practice and then he was limited today. I think they're just like managing his knee thing he's had, so I don't think that really matters. But
Yeah.
I was surprised that he was limited.
I haven't looked at the splits this last week between Najee and Warren, but I know Warren was like their number one receiver the week before. So I mean, he is getting. I feel like he's due eventually,
Yeah.
because
that
he
game
hasn't
was
had
fun.
that game. He's been close, and Warren's been pretty low owned in everything that I've
Yeah.
looked at numbers. I mean, whether it's the BBMs.
Yeah, I
and-
can't imagine anyone in contention is playing Warren.
Well, I have Warren.
Are you in
Well,
contention?
also that's an
mention-
argument for
We're
playing
we're
Warren,
above
but-
you guys at the moment. No, we're about 100th place right now, close to that.
Yeah.
We keep going between about like 108, 116. We have no Joku going right now, so that's bumping us around.
And this is your team here with Sean, right, Gretch?
That's the team with Sean. If we would have played the correct kicker last week, we sat Sanders for Harrison Butker, cost us 21 points, 21.8. We would be in third place or fourth place right now.
I feel you on the kicker, Gretch. We also sat Sanders for quote, I'll quote Gee, max leverage. Except luckily we had our kicker
That's a pass attempt.
didn't do. I mean, he still got like 14 points, so it could have been worse. But yeah, watching Sanders just kick field goal after field goal after field goal was not fun.
No.
All right,
I
so the
just
course
passed Ian
looking.
the silver bullet.
The silver bullet was like an 18th place, I think, something like that.
Yeah,
Last time I checked.
17th.
17th. So yeah, so that team's doing pretty good. And like I said, both of we could, we've been climbing. We climbed up a lot in waiver chasing. We started at like 200 and we're in like 60 something.
I thought that was a pick.
Is there any
Oh,
chance
there
you
you
go
are,
through?
Ron.
Yeah, ahead of you and Leone.
Wow.
Oh.
This is a Davis team too. Wow, we're all bunched up here.
Yeah. So it's 4th down from the 39. What happens here, Ron?
Dude.
But I shared
probably a punt.
We should really go for this.
I shared it.
Really, really go for this. It's 4th and
I
6.
think they are.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Offense is
They've
up.
done it.
Let's
We're up to
go.
Come on.
We're up to 26.
We
passes
finally
down.
went for it on a 4th and 6.
Yeah.
Here we
It
go.
only took until the 4th quarter. Right when the
we
time clock
go.
switches. Oh my God. False starts. Delay of game.
Bring out the punt team. Bring it
You
out.
gotta be kidding me.
Oh my
You
God.
gotta be kidding me.
Oh my God. They are punting.
Of course they are. 4th and 11. This is Robert Saleh was dreaming. He actually wanted.
How
them.
is he employed? I understand. Dude, I was gonna say make Hackett the
They
head
made
coach,
the
but you just
decision to
can't.
go
You
so
can't do
late.
that.
They got the play call in late. They got a delay of game, and now they have to punt. They don't have to punt. It's 4th and 11 from the 45-yard line. They still
Dude,
should.
Sal's got to go. They got to get
He
rid of
has to.
Sal.
He
This
has
is
to.
garbage.
Pat just
I
changed his
mean-
take. I get rid of Saleh.
Like,
I new information came in.
dude, he is going to get booed.
I
as a
actually
jerk.
watched the game. Yeah, I'm realizing how
Holy
few
shit.
Jets games I've seen this year.
It's so bad.
Sal's got to go.
And then he's just gonna have that dumb blank stare with his dyed beard, and we're gonna come from commercials. He's gonna be like, the headset on. It's just like he's not welcome in the fine establishments of Jersey. He's not welcome. I guarantee it. Oh, he wants to get a nice like he wants a Tommy DeVito experience. No one's asking him to come to their mom and pop's Italian cuisine.
Yeah, what is that like again for Jets Giants seeing Tommy Cutlets become a national story?
It's tough. I think, to be honest with you, like we're all kind of rooting him on, Tommy. He's as somebody like I've tweeted about this before as just like a sicko Jersey guy. He went to Don Bosco, which is like, dude, if you're a white quarterback for Don Bosco, like winning your state championship at MetLife is probably your peak. Like that's probably it. Like you do that, then you tell your kids and the girls at the bar that you were that guy. You won at MetLife in high school, and you go on about your business. But 3-star, works his way up, gets drafted. So honestly, him balling out at MetLife, I think most people from Jersey were happy to see it. But it was a funny thing of just like deferring expectations of like they're in like the similar shitty spot as us, but like they're having fun while doing it.
Yeah.
While like I am in excruciating pain in every game watching Saleh just like be an idiot the entire time.
Imagine if Tommy DeVito was on the Jets roster and he's the one that got this crack and dragged them into the playoffs. The Cutlets, the New Jersey hero. I mean, it would be perfect.
I'd become the biggest Italian scumbag of all time. And there's a lot of those in Jersey too, man. There's a lot of those, a lot of kind of like DeVitos and
Oh, no, dude, guys, the last name DeVito just catching it straight
a
now.
lot of
Everyone's
DeVitos
catching
and
strays, man.
the Giulios and Gencarellis and
What do your scumbag Jets friends think of Tommy DeVito? Are they torn? Are they as open-minded as you? Or are they?
yeah, I think now the issue now is that he has overstayed his welcome and now everyone hates him. Like everyone's just like, just shut up.
Oh, they
already.
hate DeVito
Like,
now?
No, people have turned. It's
Oh.
but it's like the same
I
thing with
didn't know
the
that.
Taylor Swift stuff of like every game you're seeing his in like the weirdo agent with like the the fedora and everything.
I like the agent.
No, the agent is unsettling to me.
Watched
He
Goodfellas
cracks
way
me
too many
up.
times growing up.
Yeah.
He's that guy that was just watching that shit like.
And he
way-
talks strictly from the bottom of his mouth. in like his interviews.
But he looks like a mafia guy. Like
I've never seen this guy talk. What does that mean?
That's the issue.
How does he do that? Is it something like this? Is it like
Literally.
Is that just a
I haven't seen him talk.
I've seen like he does, and like he did like a whole media tour.
You're good.
It's awful, man. It's all I'm telling you, watch an interview with Stellato, and he literally talks out of the bottom of his mouth.
Dude, it sounds like these Jets group chats are lit, man. They just sound incredible.
This is what you foster from 12 years of just despair
Pierre
and
Strong.
Pierre
bad
Strong
quarterback play.
Shot him at a cannon.
That's right.
Okay, I don't need no Pierre Strong. I need Ford.
The thesis of the play, Pete. Pierre Strong back in
He was
August
on that team of ours, Gretch.
Week 17, Pierre Strong, 15-yard runs.
See, I can't do that. Like, I do not want to go back and look at my teams and wonder what if.
How are they showing?
Oh, I just have them memorized. I stared at it for a long time over the weekend.
I can do it if I think about it, but I like tried to pushing it out of my mind.
Well, that's the healthy thing to do.
Yeah.
We need the Njoku catch. We just have to get that to unlock everything else. But we're gonna have like a couple third down cracks at it.
Pierre Strong's knee. Pierre Strong's knee is not.
Wait,
Okay,
what happened? I'm not. Why am I not on live
He's
all
gonna
of a
run this
sudden?
into the end zone.
I didn't even touch my phone.
I think his knee
that
gets
didn't look
caught
good.
in the turf. Oh, that's a fumble.
Uh-oh. Oh, that.
He must be touched down. That's definitely a
Wait.
fumble.
No, the knee. I don't want to see this.
No,
angle.
it's not the knee. It's the foot gets caught.
The right knee right there. Yeah.
But the foot
Oh,
caught,
geez.
and then the knee goes over his toe. Sorry, you guys second kinesiology major here. So let's go ahead and analyze for those of us who want to be gym teachers in our future.
What is that? Is that like a high ankle or?
It could be turf toe. It could be, depending on, I mean, usually when it kind of sticks in there like that, when you get the arch, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
This guy said, "I kind of wish I was a Jets fan now."
Or mid foot sometimes.
This is why you punt in plus territory. You are playing for the turnover and then the opportunity to cut to 2 scores with 10 minutes left. I mean, what?
I mean, this
Got
turf.
bailed out so many
Sorry,
times.
I'm so off. I hate their turf. I mean, you just watch this where people get their feet stuck over and over and over.
Dude, Yaba's in right now. Pat just texted me. Super psyched.
Nice. I'm pretty pumped for these guys to punt from plus territory a third time. Are you guys? Because
No, they're gonna get a delay of game first.
I would like some Breece. I think some Breece would be more fun.
that would be a lot.
Yeah. I mean, can we just like toss it to him?
There, Breece.
Was that
Okay.
tipped at the line?
We'll take a Garrett catch. Are
We
we over
actually-
Garrett's number? That's his first catch since we last checked.
We're very close. He might have
Okay.
just cleared on that.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm like, we haven't had. I'm like, that's our
It's up to
first
50.
Garrett catch in a while.
Okay. So, I mean, this is Semian and Njoku.
Semian and Njoku. Let's go.
For 1,500 big ones.
Pass attempt. Incomplete. That's good. Let's keep the pass
Very
attempts
good.
rolling. 32. We're up to 28. Now
So does he have? So he doesn't need to complete them, just attempts.
No, just attempts.
Yes.
That was part
Yeah.
of the
Okay.
One of them,
I like
the
that.
second half was passing
Well, I didn't
yards,
get
so
to
there was
those, so we're good. No, kidding.
5 more completions on the halftime one, but this first 5 leg from before.
Yeah, I have.
We got to get the first here. Let's
Yeah.
go. Oh, no. They got to go for this. Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
we got to
I
get the
mean,
first.
never say they got to do anything because Robert
Yeah.
Saleh will say, "Hold my fucking beer."
Get there. Okay,
Come
now
on.
it's 4th
Didn't
and
get
1.
We didn't get there.
They're not kicking a field goal on 4th and 1.
First.
Watch me.
Oh shit!
I mean,
Sorry. No, I hope no one has kids watching. I have a bad mouth when I watch
all right,
sports.
4th and inches. Here we go.
He didn't get it.
He didn't get it.
Tried to snap it before the guy got off the field. The guy got off the field, and they also didn't get it.
Oh,
Saleh's got to go, man.
honestly,
he has to go. I've
He has
seen
to go.
Like, what's
enough.
wrong with him?
I've seen 3 years of
No,
this,
gotta go.
dude.
He's got to
Come
go.
on.
Oh man, the Jets fucking suck is the theme of the night from the chat over here. That's great.
They literally do. If nothing else.
That was amazing.
No tush push for my guy Trevor. Just
I was gonna say they need to
raw sneak
learn.
for him.
Somebody needs to squat more.
This is actually a good time to really quick. We actually huddled last night to figure out our schedule a little bit. So I'll share some of that while it's off the top of my head. So we are going to have a show next Thursday. Obviously, there's no Thursday night football. We're going to do some kind of winner's circle type show. We already know that some people in this community are going to win tournaments, have some takedowns. The NFL fantasy writers gave us the script. We saw that. So we're going to book that for next Thursday. And then the following week after that, we're going to be jam-packed with playoff coverage. Either Monday or Tuesday, we'll do the Boomer Opto show with our friends Hassan and Blair. On Wednesday, Pat, Gretch, and I will do an ownership projection reveal show for the FFPC contest. On Thursday, we're doing a stat-chasing crossover show with Drico Sacrilegious. We're going to actually cover all of the playoff tournaments, Underdog, FFPC, and FFC. And then Friday, we'll have our quintessential drunk Leone Dink build. What's up?
Yo, they had 12 men on the field, guys.
Okay.
No way.
Right.
First down.
That's
Hell yeah.
Love it.
Hell yeah. That's how the Jets. That's New York Jets football, Ron.
Saleh's thinking. He
Yep.
knew.
He's not hyped at all. Look at him.
He can count.
He's not
Good
hyped
job.
at all.
He can count.
Incredible.
Simeon snapped it quickly because he was hoping the guy that was subbing out didn't get off the field in time. He didn't get off. They just showed it. They only had 11 counted, I think. They must have reviewed that and said he wasn't quite off the field on the sideline there.
Wow.
I don't want to give Saleh too much credit. I think that's just a savvy veteran play from Trevor Semian.
Trevor Semian, you're elite.
No, I think Aaron Rodgers was in his ear.
Let's go.
There
it is.
This is the Jet season in a nutshell. I got a sentence for you. Trevor Semian's the best quarterback that they've
You're 3 pass attempts away from hitting that. This is going to all come down to David Njoku, who we thought would have been the easiest.
I know we should have taken the
What
yards.
happened to Njoku this after that first quarter? He's been quiet.
Wow.
Well, they've thrown to him a couple times, and he's
Triple covered.
Someone batted it away. Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think it'd be good that Moore went out, but I think that they're just sort of allocating everything at him.
I
and
think
just
that's
being
right.
you guys have Cedric Tillman as your wide receiver 1 right now.
I mean, Cedric Tillman was a promising rookie. I took quite a few shares in Bestball, but not a number 1.
If only the Jets had turned to Trevor Semian a little earlier, Ron.
So is David Bell the number 2 now?
I'm trying to get some type of Trevor Semian reaction here.
Yeah, this is nuts. Yeah, it's less than a Njoku, just this entire offense. 7 pass yards this half.
It's crazy.
Blackout.
That's that Rob Saleh defense, baby. 4-3.
Just wait till they get that Hooper in from Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
This has got to be a screen pass to Breece. 2nd and 12, set up 3rd and manageable. Oh, they don't even have him on. Is that a Banacanda? Oh no, that's Breece. He just went on a false start, right? You
Oh no, I can't see the numbers on my phone.
The left
It's too far from me.
God damn.
How many times are they going to do this?
All right. Well, now they definitely need to run the screen on 2nd and 17. Come on.
If dumb penalties don't fall on the head coach, then who the hell do they fall on, man?
Wait, we're 2 pass attempts away right now? From tying.
We're 2 away.
Okay.
We're 2 away.
Yeah, from time. I feel pretty good about the passing attempts.
Yeah, we're going to get there on 2nd and 3rd here.
Well,
At least a
that
push.
Well,
don't count.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
There's still 10 minutes. You got to feel
yeah, okay, let's not. Yeah, I'm they're going to get the ball back.
We got to get that Njoku catch.
They're gonna get delayed game. All right, they
Breece,
close.
Breece.
There you go.
There we go.
I mean, run a screen. Don't just
Gotta get that to him out a little quicker, man.
yeah. At this rate, the Browns might not get the ball back, says the chat. And that's
Oh
great.
my god.
The Jets are doing
So
such a good
perfect.
job of killing the clock.
So perfect.
Oh,
That's by
man.
1,000 cuts, baby.
No, the game felt faster earlier on. It slowed down this momentum.
Oh, take
No,
off. Semian.
I
No,
just
stop running!
that.
Throw the damn
Gretch.
ball.
Jesus.
Gretch.
freaking find to mush that.
That's why you
I
don't.
was-
That's why you don't say that, buddy.
I mean,
That's what you call mush right there.
Ah,
they're gonna trot out Greg.
Breece ran the wrong route.
Oh, they're
I mean, I
definitely
tried an
kicking
option route, but he-
break the
he
leg
threw it away.
sucks. We had him for a while in Dallas.
We could potentially cut this lead to 14 here. I mean, and really what you want to do is run the play clock down to 2 seconds again and make
Oh
sure
God,
my
they blocked
God,
it.
that was almost blocked.
he overran the block. Did
He had it.
Did he pass by
Holy
the
shit.
kicker?
I thought he had that blocked.
Did that go through his arms? That was
I don't
crazy.
know.
Those shots of Flacco, you'd think they were down 2 scores and not up 2 scores.
I mean,
Yeah,
the way
Flacco
he
does not
waved
look
out on
happy.
his face, did he die? Like, what was that? A fade out on Flacco.
All right, I want to say I've had a blast, but I got a little bit of a hard out here.
All right, Ron.
Nice, man. It's been a blast.
Yeah, I'm gonna go suffer
What
this
about
last
the- Bye,
season
Ron.
in silence.
You got some scumbags to meet up with?
Dude, I have some demons exercise in a dark bathroom. And,
Wait, you gotta take a dump?
All right. then.
it's just me in the mirror and just really reflect on what this last 12 years has been here.
Are you looking for a new team yet?
I'm gonna go on a vision quest, maybe find one. All right, I'll see you guys.
Rod,
Appreciate you
it was
guys
a
having me
pleasure.
on.
Thank you.
Bye.
Follow Ron Stewart. Check him out
Yeah,
on YouTube.
Ron Stewart on YouTube, all that good stuff.
All right, we
All right.
appreciate you. We'll sync up in the off season again for some more shows.
Of course.
All right, peace, man. Poor Rod Stewart. It really did seem like Ron was a truly broken man there by the end.
You did a
It
little
was,
bit.
it was a tough time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of felt his pain, and I'm not a Jets fan.
I did too.
Man. All right, David Njoku. The time is now.
I'm gonna go grab a drink.
Wow. That's so
I'm
nice.
gonna refill my wine,
Jeez.
but I'm not gonna
Ron.
turn off anything this time.
I got a tower of empty Modelo's already over here.
Wow. Are you ringing the bell if we hit this 5-legger?
Oh, wow. That's an important question.
I know, right? Light the candles, folks. David Njoku.
I think I'm going to do a sober January.
He says while stacking Modelo cans on December
Just-
28th.
I'm making no, so it's not January. It's not until the Huskies are out. If they win and they make the national championship, I'll be at the national championship. I'll miss the first show on the FFPC week, likely as a result. But and I'm not staying sober for any of that. But when I get back, that's when the sober.
So
shit.
you're doing sober January after I go watch my team play.
Right?
in the college
Yeah.
champ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'm gonna be in New Orleans on January 1st for my team in the semifinals. I'm not staying sober on January 1st. That's not a thing.
You just got to be careful out there. I mean, Cooter Doodle shared some pretty scary literature last week.
That's right. Fly out tomorrow to Atlanta. Driving down with my buddy from Atlanta. Gonna be ripping Underdog playoff contests on Saturday in the car, 6.5 hour drive. Anybody want to come do some?
Who's driving? Your buddy?
My buddy's driving. Yeah. His
I'll be drafting.
fiance, me and another buddy are all going to be carpooling. I'll be in the back seat using Pat's tool, trying to figure out how I can use the legendary upside tool. I might like try to hotspot it on a laptop so I can.
Wow.
It is better. It works much better from a laptop. There was some issues with Safari that we figured out. So there's a little note on the tool if you're having issues on.
But
Safari.
it's working.
Pete, can you block this Will character here who thinks that Washington season will be over on Tuesday? I don't know who he is, but he just doesn't seem very nice.
I'll put him in a timeout to start. All right, he's in a timeout.
Sorry, Will. This is a pro Washington.
Yeah, I mean the guy's
program
wearing a Huskies t-shirt. He's going down to see the game.
We got a Texas fan
you're looking for, Will.
Texas fan, see ya, buddy. Dude, so we had this thing. We had a buddy go to the Pac-12 championship, and there was, I don't know what happened in our chat, but somebody was like, let somebody try to get Chat GPT to come up with some trash talk. And so they asked Chat GPT,
Njoku!
There it is!
I was so terrified it was going to be Jordan Akins, and I was going to be celebrating, and it wasn't going to be him.
And they're punting.
And they're punting.
I was going to say, well, yeah, it's good for us.
That's huge.
That's huge.
They're only 14. Simeon's coming out passing.
Need one passing attempt.
But look, I have Njoku in my main, so I wanted him to get a touchdown.
That's all right. That's a 1.5 pointer. That was a 2-point catch. Yeah. Tight end premium, famously. That was huge.
Someone asking about the tool for BBM 5. What would you guys like? This is obviously, I mean, what about this do you like that if we were trying to do something for BBM 5? Like, what would?
How about this, Pat? How about you just draft all of our sets of 150 for each of us who's a sub?
Yeah,
that would be the best service.
I feel like I would be involved in this somehow. And
I like that.
Pat would give me the brunt work. No.
I'm disappointed we didn't all have a team in. That would have been so fun. We got very close.
I think the tool is just so user friendly. Like, I am not good at technology, and it's just simple. And it makes a lot of sense. Like, it's just.
I appreciate that, Steph. Yeah, it's that's what we're going for. Simplicity and usability.
But it does what it needs to do. Like it.
Right.
It works.
Delivering on its core function, and then you can you take it from there.
A lot of people.
Sometimes I won't put them in
right now. How do you get your hands on Pat's tool? It honestly only costs $10.
That's true. It's only $10.
Firm vice grip.
A month. Next month I'll want another $10.
Yeah. You can be in the back of a car on a road trip to New Orleans. just have a nice grip on Pat's tool.
Yeah. You know, I would say if you really want a great grip on the tool, maybe try to get a hot spot. You want a hot spot in the back of that car.
Oh yeah.
That's the way to really get a grip on that tool.
Or stay home.
Brett hit a 4K. Pick 'em. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah, this is a good question, Pat. Has your tool considered just giving out total shippers, man?
Well, that is what we're trying to do. You know, that's sort of what it is in a nutshell. We are trying to.
You know what you guys should do? You know how there's like the Microsoft paperclip? You should guys turn that into like a sacrilegious paperclip, and it just like pops up for each pick, and it's like,
dude, that would be so funny. It's a little sacrilegious. What's the guy's name? Clippy?
Yeah, Clippy.
Oh my god.
Tacky.
Are you trying to draft a 49ers running back? Use the search bar for Jordan Mason. Saki. Saki.
Get your hands on Pat's tool featuring Saki.
Saki.
Saki and Pat's member.
Saki knows ball. No.
Holy shit.
Speaking of sackies,
What was that? Was that a sack? I missed that.
I actually missed it. Was it a pass? Oh yeah, it's a pass.
I wasn't. Yeah, I missed it too.
One more.
Oh, it was a
One
catch
more
too.
for the shipper.
We'll take the 0.5.
One more for the shipper.
A 4-yard
Dude, I
loss. 0.01.
That
And
is
there's a dog.
There's a
Aw.
dog on. Man, we might have to get Bella in solidarity.
No 0.01.
Come on, let's go. Ship it. Ship
Breece.
it, folks. Back to the final.
Yes.
Let's go. The form's coming out. The Google
did it?
form.
We did it.
Did it.
We did it.
Just
Yeah,
took
I
a
was
piss. I missed
celebrating.
it.
Pat was just refreshing his Bestball Mania scores while I'm trying to
That's
celebrate a pick 'em win for the community.
That's
All right,
correct.
let me see
final
if
It's
I'll be
correct.
right back.
had
Let
to
me see
get
if
the-
I can get.
We had to get the final week to give the giveaway because there's no carryover to next week. We had to hit it. It was
We
an
did it.
That's true, man.
Boom.
There's no carryover. We just had to give the money away, and we did.
Gretch, everyone in the chat gets Taco Bell. Drop your addresses in the chat. Gretch will be writing these
That's
all
right.
down. Full
Also,
addresses.
give me your full order.
Please
make
tweet
sure
Gretch your Taco Bell order. You're not going to get it, but please just tweet Gretch your Taco Bell order anyway. I just want to
any
see.
modifications, like no sour cream, any food allergies. I'd love to hear about them. Do we bank into the halftime stuff? No.
I was just checking in on it. I'm ready to get greedy. We
Njoku.
need Njoku and Patterson. Njoku and Patterson really turned this into a night.
Oh my God! Left tackle just jumped off false start
He did.
again. They didn't call it though. Oh, get there!
Wow.
His knee went down. He's short. That was 4th down. Oh wait, we need Njoku.
What?
That was 4th down. Why is he?
Yeah.
You're short, Semian.
I love this
Okay.
idea by Frank.
His
By the
knee
way,
goes down there, and he's short of the line.
I'm gonna get a pick 'em gong. I just dropped in the chat as usual. This is the form for the giveaway. If you have already filled it out, please don't fill it out. You're already on it. I assure you. I'm just gonna remove duplicates if you fill it out twice. If you haven't filled it out, all you need to do is drop in your username and your Underdog username, and I'll spin the wheel here before the game is over.
Yeah, DJ Local. Put your address in the form. That's where I'll get it for all the Taco Bell orders for sure. 20 spins for Breece is a good call. 9 catches, boys.
Somebody's being brought.
126 total yards and a TD. 9 catches, 126 total yards and a TD. 27.6 in PPR. Breece, I love you.
The orders are coming in here on Twitter.
I have no idea what to order. Are you guys really ordering?
2 of the Doritos cheesy Cortinas crunches with no beef, add potatoes, a cheese quesadilla, and a shit ton of fire packs. Oh man!
So, man,
Chicken quesadilla and 2 Doritos Locos tacos.
I think this kicker chasing might be too tight of a needle to thread here.
Nacho chalupa. We got chicken quesadilla and 2 Doritos. We got chalupa supreme
Ooh,
with
I
ground
like chicken
beef and
quesadilla.
cinnamon
That sounds
twist.
good.
Oh man, I only got 4 orders so far.
Guys, 4 orders?
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
Man, I can't believe we took overs and hires in a game with what, like a 33-point total? What were we thinking?
I just retweeted all 4 of them. My timeline is a bunch of people that are like, I usually get way too serious NFL takes from you, but now you're tweeting Taco Bell orders. What the fuck's happening?
Spicy potatoes, soft tacos.
I don't know, but y'all are making me hungry. I did drink too much wine tonight, so I got the The drench.
I just got a DM from someone that's like in my extra DMs, and it's an actual address and it's an actual order. It's in Illinois, and it's like a real fucking order. Like, I'm sorry, buddy, I'm not sending you that order. But he thinks
rugged.
he's hopeful.
Rugged. I like who anyone's not watching the Shipcast, but is following Ship Chasing tonight, and it's just retweets of people screenshotting the pick 'em entries and Taco Bell orders. It's like the most
They don't know
disorienting.
anything. Oh, they don't know any. This is amazing. Here come the orders. Once we said only 4 orders, I'm getting it's getting absurd now.
Oh, Gretch, can I retweet this? Give me a cooked Longhorn, bitches.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Oh, I was telling the story. We did the Chat GPT thing, and the shit talking they did for the Ducks game was all just like really PG, and it was like hilarious how lame it was. But then someone ran it for the Longhorns, and it was a bunch of like PG stuff again, no swear words, like none of it worked. But then at the end, it was like hook 'em, more like shook 'em. I was like, that is a bar. I'm saying that in New Orleans. Like, I'm gonna yell that at some Longhorns fan on Bourbon Street.
You're gonna get punched in the face.
Hook 'em, more like shook 'em. More
Look, I live here in Texas. They're crazy. They will like fight you.
All right, that sounds great. I'm rolling 16 deep. We'll fight back. We also live in Washington, in a state, and we fight too.
So Tommy's in the chat saying he's the one who sent you his address and was
Y'all are
legit
gonna end up in
terrified
jail.
you're about to leak his address on the show.
Thought the address was about to get leaked.
He's like,
We're
Gretch,
gonna
no,
see
Gretch, no. Yeah, we're not gonna.
You guys
not
down
gonna
with the
say
new
address.
profile pic for the account?
Yeah,
Yeah, Bella's being a
you
brat.
got to get that those
Yes.
sweet Taco Bell dollars though.
Frisco, Texas, Ian.
Definitely. I just realized the old one. I've seen that picture so many times, but I haven't thought about it. It was the forward punt. It was the punt.
Yeah. It's the Canadian punt.
Amazing.
Dude, I was hoping you landed this plane with a butter tart joke. Thank God for not
thank
disappointing
you.
me, Jacob. 2 Crunch Wrap Supremes, a large Diet Coke, and 1 butter tart.
Oh, this is a disaster. My mentions are so bad. You guys gotta hit up Ship Chasing. Pete will retweet those. I'm not retweeting any more Taco Bell orders, man. I'm getting them in the
What
DMs.
or Arthur Smith engagement farming or Taco Bell orders?
I think Taco Bell orders. Oh, we're getting a field goal from Patterson, like a late pick 6 or something. And
Dude,
are we there?
I said it would be a tough needle to thread.
What do we need here? Patterson.
We need Njoku.
Oh, we didn't get Njoku
on the yards. Yeah.
Oh, Breece
Is that the original 5-legger or is that the halftime one?
These are the halftime. The originals have both hit.
Okay, I'm good. I got the 3-pick halftime one. That's the only halftime one I ended up getting.
Yeah, it's the Patterson Njoku is
What's a little night here for us?
yeah. We'd hit the core at a decent clip, but it had been a while since we got that 5-legger under our belt.
5-leggers are nice.
They are.
Wow.
Except they started limiting us.
Will you guys next time make sure you use our affiliate link when you make your Taco Bell orders? Just kind of helps out the show.
Promo code Pete.
Promo code Bella.
Try promo code Pete at Taco Bell. See if it gets in. It's worth a shot.
Bella's being a little bitch. She knows something is up. She won't even usually she goes to her dog bed and will let me pick her up, and she won't even go in the bedroom. She's looking at me like, nope.
Steph, we're talking about a different Chihuahua, you know?
Yeah.
I think I think that's probably why.
No one here is going to cancel you if you want to call your own dog a bitch. I'll just.
Well, she is. I mean, it's a female dog. I mean, that's what they are. I'm just being technical.
It's true. We deserve it.
What a hit, man. We gotta what are we even rooting for? We have nothing to root for. We're just,
I don't love that.
I mean, we can start rooting for our teams.
What we really need is some miracle where the Browns get the ball back, pass to David Njoku, and he scores a touchdown and they kick an extra point.
Listen, if David Njoku scores a touchdown, I really will order Taco Bell.
Okay. Nice.
You heard it here.
Who?
Get Breece in there, please.
Yeah, man, we need some Breece catches. He's only got 9.
Yeah.
When I was listing off some of the plans, I kept mentioning, you guys heard me say the last regular season shipcast. We did get in the lab, and we are going to do 2 playoff editions of the shipcast. We are eyeing the Monday night game of Wild Card Weekend as one, and we are eyeing the second game on Sunday night of Conference Championship Weekend as 2 shipcasts that we're going to fire up for all of your
dude. Who is this left tackle?
So that's like the 15th and the 28th for anyone who is trying to start their account.
Yep.
Mekhi Becton is cheating. Every time he goes early. And they call it most of the time. But sometimes they just let it go. It's like, all right, well, I mean, if you're trying to block Myles Garrett, you might as well do it every time and see if they call it.
Yeah, not blocking Myles Garrett sounds bad.
Do you know what this game needs for the lulz? It needs one more Robert Saleh punt. You know, like 1:30 left in the game, down 17 at the 40-yard line.
It really does.
I would take a Brown pick 6. Not that would help our.
Get Izzy out of there, dude.
What?
Hang on, Pat. He's on my big board team, dude. Don't say bad things about Izzy. At this point, if Izzy's hitting my lineup, the team's dead, though. So
I did tout Izzy aggressively in the March timeframe, so this could be karma.
I was like,
Pete, I liked Izzy an awful lot earlier.
I just looked to see if he had a reason to hit your lineup. He has 2 targets and no catches. I think they're both drops. 2 carries for 3 yards and a fumble lost on that kick return. He's got negative points. So if he's in your lineup, it's really bad.
It's almost like me having Alan Lazard, who's not even active, hit my lineup, who's on my team.
Dead players that are on IR are scoring more than Izzy right now.
A lot of people in the chat sweating a little more.
All right, let's get a Garrett reception.
We need some Garrett Wilson, like I said, for our teams.
For sure. Yeah. Let's get Garrett. I think
Harrison Bryant is not catching a touchdown, guys.
Was that the first
Breece is done for the night, I think. They're just like, yo, you're too good.
Yeah. Either the first game or maybe the second game all year where we hit our 3 and 5 leg from the jump. I know we've hit multiple stuff, but a lot of times at halftime, right? Did we hit the 3? How many times have we hit the 3 and the 5?
From the start, at least once.
At least once.
In fact, we did it once.
At least once. I think twice.
I think twice because it was the second time that the Taco Bell bit started.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is probably the 3rd time, but still pretty good timing to get that on the last show. Profitable season for the
very profitable. Yeah,
very profitable season for the.
They set the line so we could waste it all on playoff best ball appropriately.
That's right.
Make an investment in your future with Pat's member.
Donovan's been tailing. He says, "Thank y'all for the goddamn picks." You're welcome, Donovan.
You're welcome, Donovan.
You're welcome.
Semian blowing past the attempts with these late attempts. He's already at 40.
Yeah, we should have gotten a chili pepper there.
We should have gotten a chili pepper.
Flacco somehow stayed under. Only 29 attempts from him after the first half where he had like 27, you know?
Have you guys see the Breece Hall rush attempts?
Did he go under?
He went
by
under.
a half. 13.
Wow.
It was 13 and a half. That was super close.
Wow.
We pivoted off that to the Breece Hall over.
Ford went under too, but the rush yards went over.
Yep.
That was a good.
Wow, that was another one that we pivoted off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got in the lab and we dialed it in this week.
We
boys.
did dial it in because we were on
Yep.
the right stuff, but the wrong. Well,
Yeah.
I guess with Breece both would have been good, but Breece that would not have been a fun sweat when they're running, and I'm like secretly happy, but also have to be like, oh no, stop, hands off the.
Yeah, I'm not good at the faking it.
If you guys enjoyed this, you can let Underdog know.
Tweet at Underdog Fantasy your Taco Bell orders.
Tweet them your Taco Bell order. Yeah.
Important.
With
if you want to
hashtag Tipcast.
Or just text Hope. No.
You got to tell Underdog that the Shipcat that they're now in a bidding war with Taco Bell for title sponsorship over the show. Then they're going to need to back up the Briggs truck and offer tacos to be able to compete.
God, we got to get Taco Bell on board.
Does anyone have a connection?
Bonza wants a screen share from Patty Millions on the BBM leaderboard.
All right.
I gotta check in on my Chihuahua.
How about a little Garrett Wilson catch for the vibes here? 3rd and 1.
We need it.
We get 2 more cracks.
Oh wow, I'm in first, guys.
Nice.
In the Chihuahua?
So far.
There you go.
With Aaron Rodgers, Brock Purdy, and Desmond Ridder at quarterback. No, I got Breece Hall and Ford.
Nice.
You love to hear
And
it.
Conklin. Oh, that's what did it. Okay, Conklin's got 7 points. That's what put me in the first.
He's had a little bit of a game here.
Yeah. And Kittle's my other tight end, so.
You need Purdy, so the Purdy Kittle will be great. Oh, was that Conklin again? It's not.
There we go.
Garrett. It wasn't Brownlee either. I don't know who that was.
That is a big boy.
That was Yeboah, I bet. Was that Yeboah?
Yeah, thank you, David Njoku, for that final catch.
I think we just closed on Yeboah.
Who do we got here?
The top BBM team, North 77, has
Aaron
Rodgers. So he's going to need a big amount of love. But he's got Ford. He's got Breece. He's got Garrett.
That didn't do anything.
He's got
someone stacked up Thursday night, week 17 for the screenshot equity. This guy heard Davis Maddock. He's this game and said, "I'm going to rip it in on Cleveland Jets week 17."
You locked in 2 23+ point running back games and a 14-point tight end game.
14-point tight end game. Pretty good.
Nico Hardman. How many Jets and Browns total are on this team?
I know, man.
Nico Hardman, KC.
Amari? Oh my god! Literally half the team is Browns and Jets.
It worked because Amari blew up in week 16.
Oh, does he have Amari?
He got in.
Amari,
yes.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Ford is still outscored Breece Hall, though, so that's going to be a good differentiating piece for people.
Ford will be big. Yeah,
because Breece is way higher owned than Ford.
That's right.
Ford is really low owned.
Yeah.
I also have CMC on my team, so I'm not worried about my running back position at all. In case he blows up.
What's if you're not doing a bit, and this is really you, tell us the story behind drafting 19 Jets Browns players. Was this because you heard it was an El Nino year and it was going to be pretty mild today?
It was. Hey, the El Nino thing came through.
I was with Ron earlier. I couldn't remember, but it was not going to be bad weather in this game. That's right. Now I remember it. Oh God.
Lots of
Ron earlier was like, "What's the El Nino bit?"
People are very confused though.
So this is I have Ford in this one in the Bulldog. So I've got-
May. It wasn't open in May,
Before
was
or
it?
after the schedule came out.
Was BBM open in May?
That must have been right, dude. The schedule came out, and you're like, I'm going to be leading BBM after one beautiful night.
Just hammered the Thursday night game the day of the schedule. He didn't even know about El Nino yet. El Nino was not on the radar on May 16th.
But I mean, in fairness, we did think that Aaron Rodgers was going to be the quarterback and the Jets were going to be really good.
Yeah.
We didn't know.
He goes, I don't know, Pete. LOL, I'll take it. That's what we all are. That's what we all are, man. We're all there, buddy. Oh, man.
I was hoping there was a better story to drafting all Browns and Jets.
I mean,
I just was clicking buttons, man, and it looks great now.
All right.
a lot of Browns and Jets.
That's a fantastic start. All he needs to do is hit on some wide receiver spikes. Didn't have a deep wide receiver room, but he's got the running backs and the tight end filled.
He's got Romeo Dobbs, dude.
He's got it on like a
Jordan
Nico
Addison
Dobbs, Addison, Evans, one of those guys.
Is Addison playing? Addison's out.
Yeah, he's questionable. He should be all
Evans,
right.
Lamb, Nico Dobbs. He needs some ceiling games from that crew because Amari's already out. Garrett didn't give you a ceiling. If Addison's out, Mecole Hardman ain't giving you it. But if he threads that needle, everything else is in place.
Yeah.
Dobbs, he has to have love. So he's got to have love.
He has to have
Yeah,
love.
it has
Yeah,
to be.
love is his only.
All you
Love
need is
Dobbs.
love.
It's very wise.
All he needs is love. A little Beatles.
But I mean-
reference.
The Beatles, thank you. I was like, I'm like, how old are the rest of you?
Wouldn't you
Oh,
rather
God.
like this? Look, this team. You'd rather be this team. You got McBride and Kittle, and then you've got the
Oh, I
Ford
thought
and
you were on
Brees.
your team for a second. I thought you were doing a bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, that team's great.
Like this
It's got
team's
those
really
two-
strong with Josh
They
Allen.
got the two running backs from a 4 RB build already. I mean, that's
Yeah,
Did
that-
you guys avoid Amari on your finals teams, or did you have to bite that bullet?
The wide receiver, I think this team is going to run into massive wide receiver firepower issues.
I agree.
that's
Well,
good.
Diggs.
Those are not very good
Diggs,
receivers.
he needs the alpha Diggs game.
Yeah.
He got 14.6 from Elijah Moore. I bet that hits his final roster.
Yeah, that's good.
That'll be helpful. So there's
Yeah, I mean,
one. Then he needs a
His
Diggs
sweat
alpha.
is also really
Well-
clean too, right? Because he just needs a huge CD Lamb, Amon Ra.
He's got
thing.
Rasheed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So he goes
CD
Diggs
and
for
Amon
CD.
Ra are like the highest owned guys combo, probably.
Yeah,
practically in the
there's
contest.
huge chalk.
So Rashi, well, I saw is Pittman going to play, or is Pittman out?
Pittman
'Cause
full practice.
I saw
today.
down.
Him in full practice, so
okay.
I'm thinking I have him on
Okay,
mine.
so
That'll
then
be-
Downs may not feel as good.
So this is another Breece Ford. Let's see.
With
It's
no
got-
Amari.
So it's a Derek Carr solo team. Amari on
Derek
it.
Carr do it twice.
So that
Having
one's a
AJ
little
Brown
tough.
though is a really nice. I know John
That's
Boy
nice.
Beats has him. That's an awesome piece to compete with the CMC teams this week.
I have
So-
Devonta, so it's kind of the opposite, but similar. They're both pretty low owned.
It's a Rasheed team. Let's see. This will be another.
I mean, that goes good with Carr.
Oh, he has Hunt. It's interesting.
Oh, he's got Stroud too.
That's
Oh,
a
wow,
fun
Stroud.
running back, yeah.
Oh,
That's
Oh, yeah.
sweet.
Stroud
there you
in.
go.
Does he have Nico? Who's he got him stacked with? I don't
No,
think anybody.
unstacked,
Unstacked Stroud. Interesting.
but he has
Unstacked
Zach
Stroud.
Hopkins
Stroud?
opposite it.
This team's got
Because all of
Ford.
the Texans receivers were such smashes. You think you get Stroud through because you had,
Yeah,
Nico
somebody.
and Dell and stuff. I guess they didn't really do anything the last couple of weeks.
So is that it on the Ford? So, oh no, here's another Ford Breece.
Or Breece, when I looked at the combination, since I have it, I mean, it was a different, obviously a smaller contest, but it was not that common because Ford was not that common.
Yeah, this
'Cause
one
I
interesting
was
because
looking for that in Warren Breece.
this is a very
Exactly.
chalky team, but it's got Amon-Ra, CD, Laporta, Ferguson. So he's got like does he have Gibbs? He does not have Gibbs. But but he needs Goff because he's got Deshaun. So to get those 2 running back scores, you don't mind having the chalk receiver combo.
Right. Yeah, the chalk is way less of a concern if you've already jumped out to a league with unique pieces.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Ford's going to be big. You get 25
Yeah,
points.
that's a huge point. Yeah, that's a big score. Because I mean, he's gonna, even if you have two, and you're gonna at least probably hit your flex even if you got 2 big, chalk pieces. I mean, he's gonna hit something.
All right, I need to go to bed, guys. This was a blast. Hit the shit! I said I needed to go to bed.
The giveaway.
The giveaway. Goodness.
You gotta spin the wheel, Pete.
Meanwhile, I'm just here zoning out while we look at a Jets Browns onslaught in Bestball Mania. Let me get this
over at
2 seconds.
Over at FFPC. I'm staring at 9th place right now, but also that kicker decision that I'm just doing the mental math on it being 3rd. Not gonna haunt me for the rest of my life. Don't worry.
God, and the way
it'd be like 3 points behind
heavy.
second, 200,000 for second, 100,000 for third. Would be in line for 100,000 right now.
So when you're near the top, you don't have to do the leverage thing as much.
No.
Just so you know.
That wasn't why we did the kicker thing. We had Harrison Butker, who was expected to win instead of getting beat by the Raiders, and then kick lots of field goals when he was winning.
But Sanders was still higher projection, I think.
No,
It's not like you ever thought it. That's what I'm hearing.
They had an identical projection, but Sanders going up against Dallas, we were.
I sat him too, so
yeah,
I felt the same way. So I can't really.
We were a little nervous that he could get in positions where he wouldn't kick field goals. They'd be down by
guys. BBM scale Jerome Ford.
Oh, he's at least
he's a 10.
He's at least 8.5. 10.
He's a full blown 10. He just scored 25 points from the 18th round in week 17. Yeah, well, Pete said 11, so that's also correct.
That's not legal, Pete. There's only a 1 to 10 scale.
Have you not read
I say
the BBM scale bylaws? When you enter week 17, the scale goes up for emphasis.
Oh, okay, fair. Okay, you can go to 11 if he has a 20-pointer in week 17.
Yeah, that's an 11.
All right, how many
25 points
for week 17?
No, they said 20 for Breece earlier, and I think that was
No, I
told you. 6, 7, 8.
Yeah.
No, I'm looking at it. Ford has 25.10 points.
No, we're spinning. We're shuffling 20 times in honor of Breece.
20.
Oh.
All right, 20 Breece spins. Good luck.
Her sister was a witch, bro.
Alan J. Mr. 299. Congratulations, Alan. You win $100 in Underdog credit. We will get this dropped into your account shortly. Appreciate all of you guys who have hung out with us on the Shipcast. Like I mentioned, we're going to spin up a few of these for the playoffs. And you know what? Even if we don't have the Underdog credits, I'll get some merch giveaways going, some ship chasing merch, so we can still do some wheel spins here for those of you guys who are watching with us. And anything else from you guys here before we power this down?
It's been a blast. The Shipcast has freaking ruled all year. Thank you for hanging out with us every Thursday night for 15 weeks. We've had a hell of a time doing it. We were talking last night about how it hasn't felt like content. It's just been like a really fun hang every week. And you guys make that possible. So thanks for hanging with us.
Yeah. And huge thanks to all of our guests. Have had a blast having a lot of people swing by. Huge thanks to Steph for being our third quarter anchor, keeping us in check and getting us up to speed on all of our high stakes sweats and things we need to do. Shout out to producers, Nick, who's been hanging here. Phil, done it some times. Appreciate you guys getting the timestamps. Shout out to Lou, who spins together the highlight videos. You guys see those on Fridays. Fun to have those. Speaking of which, Lou also put together with me a 2023 Deposit Kingdom Universe highlight video. Lots of clips involving all of us here on that. So keep an eye out for that tomorrow. But yeah, and all of you guys in the Ship Chasers in the Discord who make this so fun. This wouldn't be fun without you guys all hanging out, ship posting, sweating with us. And of course to Underdog for being our presenting sponsor, making this happen. And understanding that if they don't step up, Taco Bell is going to swoop in. So we appreciate all of you guys, and good luck with the rest of your sweats this weekend. We'll see you next time on Ship Chasing.